All right, welcome back to Finding Truth podcast here on Unscripted Truth TV. Jarring to say the least. I'm sorry. Maybe I should choose a different format here to start. That was a little less in your face. A little bit different this week. It'll be your boy solo hosting, although I will have a guest host hopefully shortly here. The hostess with the mostest, in fact. Leave that up to a little ambiguous until he arrives. But yeah, our boy Austin is under the weather. He caught like a second wind of a potential flu. I think maybe it was similar cold, but yeah, he caught a little bit worse, and yeah, he's not good to go for the podcast. So we're down a man. He's missing his first one, which is very impressive. Neither one of us has missed a show in 73 episodes. So very impressive. Well wishes to him, and hope he gets better soon because he's been nothing but a trooper. But yes, surely gonna miss him this episode. Of course, few things to cover. As far as live coverage, we will be talking a little bit about the Super Bowl as it is ongoing, and yeah, we'll peek into that every now and again to see where we're at with that. Like I said, we will have a guest host as well as a guest potentially as well. Someone who we've missed a couple times already, just communication errors, and I believe he's actually had power outage issues as he is in the eastern half of the country in the Florida region, and yeah, he had got hit with some storm action, and we weren't able to collaborate last week. So hopefully that takes place tonight. So still should be a jam-packed episode. As far as prepared materials, I know I will have a guest. I did want to like peruse the headlines a little bit potentially, unless the co-host joins in the next few minutes. But yeah, as far as anything else we could take a peek at, there is, let me get it up here. Yeah, let me get rid of this banner. Of course, the superb owl going on, and lopsided for sure. Last I checked, New England had, let's see, where was the totals? They were on 67 yards, so they must have got a 6 yard drive, 4 and out or 3 and out. But yeah, they've been stymied, and we are looking like a potential. There is potential for another 6 field goal victory for Seattle. That's that's on your bingo. If that's on your bingo sheet, then you are wiser than most of the people if that comes through. But what I've noticed so far is that it is a perfect score for a comeback, or for a small for a lead change within the last 2 quarters, because that's obviously just two touchdowns, and Patriots are winning. So we'll see what comes of it. I know that the sports community with Zach's channel has definitely been high on the Patriots, and there's a lot of narrative there. I implore you guys to go check it out. His work on the Super Bowl, and of course he's been nailing a lot of the playoffs, as well as the narratives that are ripe for the picking with the Patriots. And this isn't to discredit anything like that he does. He's excellent. He calls more futures and more big games than anybody, not just the big games, but especially the big games. But if you've been following me in Austin, we have definitely been hedging Seattle all year, and mainly it just goes off the narratives that before we were even talking football, there was just so much Seattle in the news, and that doesn't necessarily equate to that team winning. In fact, it can go really either way. You think about a lot of the deaths in the news prior to a Super Bowl, and they'll say it's a Chiefs or a former Chiefs player, and the Chiefs are in the Super Bowl. That doesn't mean they're going to win, but it is it is a ritual for that Super Bowl, and but not necessarily. It doesn't exactly mean that it has something to do with the final outcome. And but all that being said, I know we've been hedging Seattle, but like this score, don't be surprised if the score is flipped on its head by the time this game is over and Zach's on the money with his pick. And I'm not 100% square on his picks because I do support him on the Patreon, but I'm never able to. I really don't go over the notes because I don't bet. I just use it. I use that his Patreon to be able to support him monthly, or I say support him as if like he's my child. No, but like as my tithing, if you will, to the Church of Zach. No, that sounds terrible. Anyway, uh, yeah. So don't be, yeah, like I was saying, don't be surprised if this game flips on its head by the time it's over. And but I do, yeah. So far, it is a droll performance from the New England Patriots. Like I said, less than 100 yards total, 81 yards, interestingly enough, just 260. That's a funny. There's that 26 I was looking for. I had predicted a lot of interesting numbers there, the 144, and of course they have 56, 24. Anyway, um, I had predicted that potentially the Seahawks would have a 16-10 halftime lead. And since then, I texted Austin about an hour, or it was like early in the first quarter, and I said, "Don't be surprised if they hit 6 field goals." And that was 2 field goals ago, so they only need 2 more to complete that. But yeah, real must be a barn burner and a fun time had by all in attendance. That pay exorbitant amounts of money and brave the harsh conditions of crowds of people at a rowdy game with a lot of drinking and garbage going on, only to see a 4 field goal game in the biggest game of the year. And and if the Patriots are going to flip the script, it's going to be in the fourth quarter, and that we've the small amount of NFL we have covered. I mean, they are certainly um they're playing into the dramatics recently in all sports really, but I mean, like, just recently I think the Boston Celtics came back from like 20 points down. Like, all these teams can just come back from 20 plus points down. uh the Seattle's had a 16 point, a record 16-point comeback. So there's been all sorts of retarded narrative flips, and these are always to benefit Vegas, if you will. Vegas being like a broad term for people in the know that are able to make bets, with the knowledge, with the foreknowledge for what's going to happen, whether or not it's teams shaving points or whatever it may be, in order to get the outcome they want. It's moving money at the end of the day. It's moving money, and taking money from your stupid pockets and putting them into their extremely fat pockets. And now there is a way to make wise bets and bet smart. Yes, of course. But as far as the vast majority of people uh, who bet on these games, especially those who bet on their favorites. So it's like, as a Seattle fan, I'm going to bet my Seahawks. It's just like that mentality is just so retarded, but that's what you're going to deal with especially when you mix alcohol and whatever other substances with games such as these. Never mind the effect that overindulging in anything puts you in, let alone it be alcohol or things of that nature. But anyway, without me rambling too far, we'll check in with the game here and there. Obviously, not a very exciting one, but it is getting down to the last quarter, so it'll be over soon, and we'll be able to maybe talk about that briefly. But I do have our first our guest tonight, and we should have like I said, we should have a co-host showing up here shortly. But in the meantime, I will welcome in. Let me get rid of this, and let me welcome in Space.
Hey man, what's up?
How's it going, buddy?
Yeah, it's about time. Thankfully, no power outages or anything.
I was gonna say no act of God this week.
Yeah. So yeah, I wanted to get into some of that. Oh, hold on, let me turn this light on. I wanted to get into some of the Epstein stuff, just because that's been really big in the news, and also just there's just a lot of really crazy stuff inside the files that the news isn't even covering. I just wanted to bring this up just because it's Super Bowl Sunday, and I wanted to throw a little bone to the sports people. But there is a massive amount of team owners that are, of course, connected to Jeffrey Epstein. One of the biggest misconceptions about Epstein is that he was like just this pimp and just kind of like a creepy guy. And some people are saying that he wasn't even a pedophile. That's kind of like the new all of the shills like Nick Fuentes and all these people are saying that now. They're trying to like make it so like, oh, he was just into like barely legal girls, but there's
he
like
didn't
actual
get high on his own supply.
Yeah, like there's actual pictures of him like with kids, like with actual underage kids, and in the emails, like all the evidence is that they were, which I'll show these emails, but I just want to give people a preview of what I'm going to talk about. They were eating the kids, they were doing all this ritual stuff, and we knew that this was happening for years. There was an email where I was saying this years ago that Biden had died in 2019, and the guy in office was just like a guy in a mask. All that's in the files. Like every conspiracy that we've uncovered is like very confirmed now, basically. The thing I had said years ago that stories were being AI generated. There's all these emails of Epstein with like all these AI CEOs back in like the mid 2010s. Talking about like AI generated content, although it wasn't called AI generated. It was called there's, for instance, images. So we have image generation now, and that's like everybody knows that, but they've had image generation for a while, and even Zach's known about it. The site This Person Does Not Exist is of course like pretty old now.
The predecessor to that is that nationwide case of was it Casey Anthony? What, I don't remember the name, but a girl went missing or something of that nature. Oh no, it was oh man, most famous missing girl case. No. Oh, JonBenet Ramsey. Do you know that almost every image of JonBenet Ramsey is an early form of Photoshop?
That's pretty. I didn't know that. No.
Oh yeah.
They've had Photoshop since '89.
Of course, they've had it before that. They've had image altering techniques and things of that nature. And I'm talking like, what would it take to dupe somebody in the early '80s, early '90s? What would it take to dupe somebody who's watching on their CRT TV?
I think it was more difficult back then because of the limitations of faking technology, and thankfully for us, the fact that they were using like very early, like the stuff. Okay, the tools that they were using back then to fake stuff are like way worse than the stuff that we have now, like that just you and me have access to. And the thing that I like about looking at these old stories is that since they're using these old techniques that are like basically obsolete, all of the mistakes that all of those like shitty techniques leave behind, like we could just uncover, and prove, hey, look, they were lying about this, and like it just, the list of stuff that they lie about just like grows eternally.
That's it kind of reminds me of the like co-opting and faking of historical events through imagery, and how you know, with modern techniques, they're able to go back and highlight all of the early Photoshop, the whiting out of the skies and things of that nature.
Photoshop now has a tool that now Photoshop's so powerful that like you can just press a single button and see if they fucked with the color, or you can press a button and it'll show you where all of the edits are. It's like they didn't have that back then in the 90s in Photoshop.
Which pretty much means that either they have that it's either real time, they are deciphering in the picture whether it's been altered, or there's a code associated inside of that picture.
There's typically metadata and stuff. Yeah,
metadata.
There's
exactly.
Also different filters will like, for instance, if you like, okay, so the pictures on Mars and they were caught doing this is that the pictures supposedly from the Curiosity rover, you can look them up. They're completely orange, and it just looks very weird. Well, what's funny is that orange is just a color filter in Photoshop, and you can just click a button and undo the color in the color photo thing, and then it shows you the real image with like the blue sky. Because what it does is that Photoshop, since it's looking at the image, not just in it's looking at the image like pixel by pixel. so it can see if you've applied like just one color to the whole image, which is like the easiest thing. So you can just hit auto color to turn off the filter, because typically these images are in layers. So it's not just like a single flat image, there's multiple layers. So Photoshop can like if they add a certain layer that does this, that's what Photoshop looks at, is those different layers. Like, and normally a photo shouldn't have different layers. It should just be one flat image.
It's almost, you know, it's funny. It's almost like the technology to alter your face and like catfish people online. And now you have those same like dating apps giving you the option to like undo their altering. It's like they just give you the tool. They had that now. I mean, yeah. It's fun. But yeah, go ahead. What's funny is I had very like little prepared things. King Richard should be here to help host as soon as he's available. But in the meantime, what's funny is I was going to actually go on a little diatribe about these whole Epstein files, of course, with them. You know, my idea is that they are not to take away from the validity of what's going on, which is funny because I just was speaking to my girl about it and telling her it's like these things are smoke screens on smoke screens. And that's not to say that there aren't kids in you know, freight.
Yeah, he was definitely running the kid operation though. I mean, I only live like literally like 25-30 minutes away from his mansion. I'm in Port St. Lucie, Florida, which is like Jupiter and Mar-a-Lago.
Oh, that's
huge. Right here. I'm like right here.
Isn't that where they filmed Dexter?
No, that's in Miami.
Oh, that's no, I know, but south. I thought part of it was filmed at the port. Maybe it's a different port. Okay, probably port.
It's Miami. It's a Miami port. Yeah. I've talked to like teachers and stuff who like girls from the schools here have gone like to his island. I'll give some exclusive details that are not on the news or anything, but Epstein would pay some of the girls and like cocaine or MDMA, stuff like that. So like these girls, they would get paid. They're like some of them are like 14, 15. And they would get paid like $300 or something for a massage to give to like whatever famous powerful person. And they'd get to do all these drugs and stuff. And so the girls would like come to the schools, and they'd have like cocaine, and they'd have like a ton of money and shit from the stuff. And so the teachers found out about it too. And so like it's like people like know that stuff happened. And yeah, it's pretty. And also, you know, there's something else that's really weird that happened. I remember like in 2018, 2019, when Epstein was like most active. There one time my friends. This literally happened like outside my house. This was an extremely weird incident where some person in like really nice car, like a really fancy car, like this was a rich person's car. It was some like I don't remember what it was. It was a Porsche or like some kind of car that was like very expensive, and it was new. And this guy goes up to these kids, and he's like, and he was like, I don't remember what he said exactly. It was a little bit fuzzy because of how long ago it was. But he was like, oh, do you guys want some candy? Come here, get in my car. Come get in my car. Is your mom home? Come get in my car. And the kids started like screaming and stuff, and then he drives off. The police get called. The police get involved, and the police once they find out about it, like they just don't do anything. Like they just do nothing about it. Like they leave it alone. They're like, oh no, we can't talk to him. We can't do anything about it. Like it's like, that's just so I think that maybe potentially, because I was also seeing in the files there's one of apparently his bodyguard or his driver testified this was he admitted this on like some image board. This wasn't like public or in the news or anything. They've scrubbed this. They've deleted almost every link of this. But he said that he had gone around and like tried to pick up kids for parties for Epstein, and that he would get like they would chastise him if he didn't do it, and they're like, hey, if you don't get kids at the next party, like you're gonna lose your job. And so
you know what I'll say about that guy? If that guy's story is true and he exists, he's a piece of shit. He should hang first. If we catch him, he's first to hang. How do you not bring a gun to your job and shoot every single person in there who's chastising you about, not because they're chastising you, but because they're telling you to kidnap kids?
Yeah,
like,
I think
he had your issue, and you're gonna post on a board about how they were chastising you. Like, fuck you, dude.
Yeah, he was that was like an admission. You know what's funny? I had read that post like years ago, and it wasn't confirmed in the files until now, but that he really did work for them. But when I read it, I just had like that intuition, like the remote viewing, like I could just like have like an intuition. It's like, I don't know, I feel like this is real. Like I feel like this isn't, because it could have just been some random person making it up, and I just felt like it wasn't. And it came out in the files that it actually really was his bodyguard. Just a lot of the details that he said are just very. It's just, I'd have to read it, but. And a lot of the stuff that they're saying, it's like, oh yeah, it's always stuff that I suspect. And you can just kind of tell who the bullshitters are, especially now. Like Alex Jones is like, all the shills are like saying like they're all protecting Trump, when like Trump's completely he's totally what's it called, like compromised. In the whole thing. Like he was Epstein's best friend. They both knew about it. There's in the files that came out that apparently like these allegations go back to the 90s with Trump. And what the women said was that he basically that he raped one of them, and that the other one, and that when she tried to tell the police about it, he said that she would get her head blown off if she told the cops. And then guess what ended up happening after she told the cops, and then they I think that they ruled it a suicide, but it was like, you know what I'm saying? Like it's always, so there's a lot of stuff in there that's pretty damning. And I think the agenda with it, I think that what they're trying to do by releasing this stuff is that, and I've kind of seen them saying this, it's that they just want to get people like used to the idea of them doing this stuff. Because if they can get away with it, if they can get away with that, they can do anything. Like there's even stuff about them talking about depopulation and all this stuff in the files. Like if they can get away with all of this shit just coming out, and you see that there's no protests, nobody's going to the White House and doing anything to any of these people. All of these people are just like walking the streets. The Luigi Mangione, that shit's fake. Like they didn't even, like, nobody even has the balls to do that. They have to fake this stuff. So it's like, if they can do this and nothing happens, then then now that they're with the new surveillance state and whatever, it doesn't, they can just control everybody, and nobody cares, because they already know that the people are evil, and they're just too busy in their own lives, or they just, a lot of people just don't care. They're too self-absorbed, and they don't even it doesn't even matter to them.
what a lot of people don't realize too is that they are addicted to daytime dramas, because that's what these things are. And what they do, what daytime dramas do, or what's soap operas, if you will, they create characters that are highly, you're addicted to them for one reason or another. Either
Yeah,
because
right. That's literally like you couldn't be describe Trump better.
exactly, he's played the hero, not necessarily the hero, but he's played the like affluent, charismatic person, and he's playing he's part of it is playing the villain. And these characters always, it's tropes. They call it a stage for a reason. These people are acting. This is what all of this
literally
is.
I mean, Trump's whole cabinet is literally a bunch of daytime TV people.
Okay, yeah, that whole thing
like
is
Pete Hegseth and like all these people. Like, what was, is it Pam Bondi?
they're caricatures.
I'm not sure, but
They're literally
they're all
caricatures.
getting like the makeovers and like the, you know, it's, I mean, it's like, come on, what a joke.
It's always has been. I mean, like, for as long, I mean, think about like Dick Cheney. He was just like straight up the Penguin. He literally is the Penguin. He acts like the Penguin. He talks like the Penguin.
The thing I'd love to say about those people is like, I've been like, it's like, I don't understand how people don't get that. Like, how do people not just automatically know that the elections are rigged when people like Dick Cheney, Lindsey Graham, you know, what's the turkey gobbler guy, the guy that like freezes up on stage,
I'm glad I don't remember his name, but I know who
Mitch
you're talking
McConnell.
about. Mitch McConnell, yeah.
You know, Chuck Schumer. Like, I've never seen anybody voice any kind of support for any of these people, literally ever. I've never heard a single positive thing about any of them. And yet somehow, every single year, these people continue to get elected. I've literally never met a Dick Cheney supporter or a Mitch McConnell fan. Oh, I love Mitch. I've never seen the words "I love Mitch McConnell" in my life.
Mitch is doing great work. Mitch is doing God's work, honestly.
And yet somehow he continues to get elected. How the fuck does that happen? Like, how do you?
I mean, think about like Kennedy as well, the senator.
Yeah. And then the other thing is that they're like, oh, well, it's the boomers voting. The boomers are all dead. Like, what boomers? The boomers are like in they're either, most of them are dead or they're in nursing homes. Like, all the boomers I knew as a kid,
to Trump, they're still voting.
Yeah, all the boomers that I know, they got the thing and they died within like a week. And there's no, and like, I don't know any boomers anymore, you know? Like, they're like, and most of them, they're just so old that they're all in nursing homes. So it's like, no, who's voting for these people exactly? Gen X? No.
In the next decades or so, you're going to see a shift in what nursing means for elderly.
Yeah.
Because they're not just going to quietly get their Social Security taken away from them. What's going to have to happen is they're going to have to change the way an elderly person moves throughout the United States and so they'll change their housing, they'll change their insurance, and you know, their medications, and they always mess with that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But what's interesting is you mentioned, you know, how they, you know, killed a bunch of them during COVID and stuff like that. Well, you know, what does that mean for the industry of nursing homes?
Yeah.
Well, it's because they're trying to phase that kind of thing out, and a lot of it's going to be AI at home, nursing home.
That too, yeah. That's that. Yeah, and they're gonna have a lot of humanoid robots do that too. So that's also, there's not gonna be, and also the thing is that humanoid robots are probably gonna be better than real people, because real people abuse all these old people. So yeah, people are gonna get like totally phased out of it.
It's a sad cycle. I mean, overall, what we're kind of talking about is just humanity's losing the spark that makes us what we are.
Yeah,
and we're just like delving into these terrible tropes, and it's either you're a player in the game or you're a bystander, but either way, you're kind of complicit. And you mentioned, you know, how this has been going on for a long time. That's what I was talking to my girl about. It's just like,
It's been going on for hundreds of years.
exactly.
Yeah, like
The cabal
Epstein.
has
Like
kept this
Epstein is
alive.
one person out of like thousands of people, and I mean he was pretty powerful, and I think that he was like a scriptwriter, but you know there's many scriptwriters, you know, and there's a long line of them, you know.
Well, I think that they're script writers, and I think that there are those, like, think about like a Johnny Depp or like, I think if Johnny Depp were to go up to the director, he could give him, you know, by the way, I'm not saying this is reality. I'm just saying, like,
Right.
giving in a contextual example.
No, that's
like,
literally
think
what
about
happened. Yeah.
a size of a star. They can go up to a director and say, hey, let's do this a little differently. I can lean into this character. And they'd be like, yeah, let's do it. That doesn't mean they're writing the script. It just means that they can change it. I think that Epstein could change his script according to what, because like look at his timeline, look at who he was. He was like why was he ever a teacher? Why was he ever given like a
and then he was put on the Trilateral Commission and worked for the Rothschilds, which are the ones who created freedom cities, by the way, charter cities. That was a Rothschild's idea. They did the Ludlow massacre, which was you know, a corporate militia massacring a bunch of coal miner strikers. They just burned them all alive and shot them. It was all women and children at this. This was in 1915, I think.
Let's bring this up. I've heard
and
of
this
it.
was directly ordered by Rothschilds, by I think Rothschilds. Yeah. Oh no, Rockefeller. Sorry.
Yeah. I was gonna say Rockefellers. Yeah.
But yeah, this is just one of the and also the government was involved in this. Of course, it was a state militia and the corporate militia, which we don't have corporate militias anymore, but they want to, you know, bring that back in these charter cities. That's what they want to do. They want the policing. There's actually no federal police or anything. It's just corporate police, like a corporate militia.
I mean, military is being phased out for private militia, and basically
now
it's
all
going to come
mercenaries.
Well, we've talked about this on the podcast several times. Is that why you're getting the National Guard? Why they're making that normalizing it, and you know whether you'll have at any given time you'll have half and half. Half of the people will be saying, "Oh, this is wrong," and the other half are saying, "Oh, it's necessary because they're rioting." Yeah. Well, they're starting the riots.
Are all fake, and
exactly, they're starting the riots, and then they're giving the excuse to pull in the National Guard so that you get used to it.
You can see how fake the riots are now, because now there's documents that were released that all of your celebrities and all of the people in government and all of the people in media are all a bunch of child-eating, ritual sacrifice doing people. And nobody's protesting. Why? Because all of the protests were fake. They're all, you look at the signs, they're all the same signs. They're all funded by Soros and all these NGOs.
They're ready an hour after the event.
Yeah, they're all paid. They're paid to be there. Guess who's the last person who's going to pay people to protest about Epstein is Soros and all these other people that were literally there at the island and participating in the events. They're never going to pay for these protests, so you're never going to see a protest, you know? People don't care about stuff. People are like, they're self-absorbed in their own like stupid little world, and unless they see something on the news, then they don't care, and it's not real, you know.
And what I was saying, back to what I was saying, was that why they're taking away police, whether you agree with police or not, most people don't really agree with the police. The one thing I will say about police is, given the choice to defend so say they, you wouldn't call, if say you're the government and you need to lock down a street for some like messy wet work type activities thing that you're going to do, you wouldn't call the guy who lives on that street with his family, who's a cop. You wouldn't say, hey, take care of this. So it's like, you'll call the National Guard in for that. And you'll have someone from, either American Island or from across the country come in and sweep a street on the West Coast when, they'll get a battalion from the East Coast. and they won't be associated with this city and town, so they'll have no problem coming in and throwing tear gas and bombing them because they won't associate that with their family. Whereas the cops would probably give some form of resistance. And to my
they
point,
want to centralize it. They don't, because the thing is that the cops, there's so many layers and supervisors and all this crap. They don't want that. Like, they just want it to be like, oh, go here, do this, like instant fast. Like, that's what Trump does. Like, that's what he's trying to do, is that they just want to like make things like more efficient and like make tyranny like more top down, you know, just like they can just directly do whatever they need to do without going through all these layers. That's what the cops is. There's just too many layers.
To your point, that's what the military.
It's just like too much bureaucracy. That's what I'm trying to say.
I was just going to say that the military is that for them, but it does have that those bureaucratic layers of sergeants, staff sergeants, all those things, and then all those people who are beholden more to their sergeants than the whole of the military law.
Also, a lot of soldiers are Masons, like 30% or something like that.
I've gone through countless. They wear their medals right next to their Masonic iconographies and or whatever. They're proud of both, and not to mention, anyway, you know what's funny is there's just so much documentation about Trump and his relationships with Masons, and if you bring it up, though, you'll just get a stream of people saying, no, he's not. No, he's done business because he's rich. There's Masons he's done business with, but he's not a Mason. So it's like, bitch, yeah, right. Name a bigger Mason.
Handshakes.
I mean,
he's always doing Masonic handshakes with people on TV, like literally every day.
It's just an endless stream of, and at the end of the day, there are also honorary members. So whether he has to attend the meetings or not, that's not the point. The point is that he is an ambassador for Masonry, and not the let's get together and drink beer Masonry. This is which is another cop out. It's just like,
that's
when we're talking
true. That's not even true. That's like bullshit. That's literally just bullshit.
There is a ritual taking place no matter what is going down in there. They are. It is one level of a brainwash scheme. No matter what level, lodge, what blue, I don't give a shit. It is weeding out. It is a recruitment center that is weeding out those who will do whatever for the cause from those who will flip-flop on the cause. And those who will flip-flop, they're probably left to drink beer potentially, I'll give them that. But
the whole beer thing and the idea that it's just a gentleman's club is complete lie. Like, at no level is it that. There's no level low enough. That's that. My first introduction to Masonry was not through a conspiracy video. It wasn't from a conspiracy theorist, misinformation, Facebook. You got it from the internet. My dad had a roommate who was a Freemason. Neither of us knew what that was, and so like he was telling us all about it. And so that was how I learned about Masonry. I was like 8 years old. And they were talking. He was talking about like the handshakes. He said that like with cops that which I've had multiple Masons tell me this, but like if a cop stops them, then they'll just say like a secret password. There's like a secret. They wouldn't tell me what it is. They won't say it because it's secret. But they'll tell the cop will ask him like a certain question, and he'll give like a certain password answer, and the cop will just let him go. And so like it's 100%. There's also, this isn't from the people I knew, but I've seen this stuff online, where actually this is verified. Like the Order of the Jesters, which is a Masonic group. They had a sex trafficking scandal, and like they would have like these guys having sex with these prostitutes, and they would literally be guarded by the police. And this is like online. This is like verified. The police would make sure that like nobody found out. And so, yeah, it's like, that's like, that was where I learned about masonry and all that stuff was from real masons, not from online stuff. So it's like when I started hearing this stuff about like people saying it was like some kind of conspiracy, I was like, are these people fucking like retarded or something? It's like, this is not, like, this is just fact. Like you know, like I was saying, like Zach always says that like his sister thinks that masonry doesn't even exist, that it's just a conspiracy theory. Like that's just insane. You know, like these normies are like actually like like delusional, you know,
Crabs in a
like
bucket.
they're the ones who are conspiracy theorists. Like what, like, oh, you're like, the idea that you could be so delusional that you don't even think that this organization exists when they have buildings everywhere, when it's like, you know,
Well,
it's just such a joke.
it has come to be that time of the night. We do have our esteemed guest host. Everybody, a warm welcome for King Richard. How's it going, boss?
How's it going, man? Hey, it's a pleasure to talk to you. It's been a while, a couple episodes back, but hey, you know, good to be back and good to be here, man.
Always great to have you, man. And we always get into some good old fashioned yapping when when
sure.
we all get together. So
Sure.
I'm looking forward to it.
But,
Of course,
yeah,
Nice. Yeah, good to see you, Richard.
hey, yeah, good to see you, Sebastian. Just to add on to your point about these idiots saying, "Oh, masonry is a conspiracy theory." Just look in every town. There's literally a Masonic lodge on every street corner.
I was literally just in Stewart, and we have a Masonic lodge there. This is like the old part of Stewart. This is you can look up. It's like a very old city from like the 20s. Yeah. It's like 25 minutes away from Epstein's house. They have I forgot what I think that the address is like 56 or 20. I don't remember what it is, but it's they have the female Masons too. They host the Order of the Eastern Star there.
Order of the Eastern Star, yeah. Mm-hmm.
You know what's funny? There's in Portland where I used to actually drink at a bar right across from an Order of the Eastern Star chapter. Right. Now, what's funny is that I have seen a gathering at that. It's a very like, it's just a square building, and then they have a huge parking lot that's like gated off. So it's just this really like nondescript building, no windows. But the two times I've seen a congregation in that parking lot, it's been all men, and they're always wearing kilts. It's this like weird Irish like female thing. So I'm like, so you have the all female chapter with no female.
To add on to your point about Ireland, what is the percentage of Ireland? What is their religion? Is it not Catholic?
Catholic, yeah.
Yep. And also this is something else that was documented, is that the Catholic Church actually sent Irish migrants to the U.S. to make the U.S. more Catholic.
The Irish mob. Think about the Irish mob back in the days.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then you had the Italian mafia. They're Catholic.
Yeah, they're definitely not here to assimilate with the rest of the constituents of the rest of the people. They're definitely here to, you know, keep their slice of the pie and make it bigger. There's just certain groups that.
You know, here I'll just add on, because people are like, oh, like you mentioned, you know, Zach's sister, she'll say like, oh, it's a conspiracy theory that, you know, Masons or whatever. But here, I'll give you a story from my own lifetime. My uncle, you know, he passed away a couple of years back. He was a part of the Knights of Columbus. Pretty sure you guys know who the Knights of Columbus are.
Yeah,
they're a Catholic order. And again, I've shared this story many times. I even came on here and talked about it with Austin and Logan. I came on and talked about it, but he died on the Jesuit Order Recognition Day, September 27th, 2022.
Oh my God.
And he died on a day with 78, 42 numerology, of course. Jesuit equals 42 and 78. His name happens to equal 78. So I'm like, okay, his name equals 78. He's born on Kobe Bryant's birthday, by the way. I think that's funny because I found the work because of Kobe Bryant's death. So I think that's kind of interesting as well. But my dad, because again, that's his brother, he was closest to him. My dad's born on the 322nd day of the leap, or the day leaving 322 days after year would be February 13th, 1968. That's when my dad was born. Again, 1968, that was a leap year. And again, 322 Skull and Bones. Again, they're in New Haven, where Skull and Bones is headquartered at. Mm-hmm. But again, he died on the Jesuit recognition date. Again, 78 date numerology. His name equals 78, like Jesuit. He died 35 days after his birthday, Catholic 35.
Catholic.
You know what I mean? So, you know, for people to say, oh, it's just some conspiracy. And by the way, I asked my uncle one time, like, hey, are you a part of the Knights of Columbus? He's like, Rich, I cannot disclose that.
This is
So-
Windows 11. This is on Windows 11. On what you guys read that?
Ignatius of Loyola and his soldiers formed the Jesuits this day in history. Oh wow!
They put that on
I
the.
guess
on
there's
the
not a lot of
Microsoft
other
home
stuff went
screen.
down that day.
No,
Yeah, April 19th, right?
September 27th.
September 27th. See, that's the thing about Google too, because
That's
back
just
in
the Windows
2020
11 home screen. Like they put that on every Windows 11 home screen on that
Right.
day.
I'm surprised Google doesn't
I'm
have it be
surprised.
like
Well,
their Google image thing.
well,
And then people are like, "Oh, nobody cares about these dates, like CTE and all this."
Well, CT's a fucking agent. That guy here, I'll say something about CT. That guy's an agent, and I did some research on him, and he used to be an actor. He used to be a B actor. He used to be in these
theater kid.
Tubi like movies. These movies that don't even really get any recognition like that. They're on Tubi. He used to be on those type of movies, and the guy he had on there, Albert, who used to be a guy that used to go on there all the time, like a guest. He's a film director, so it's like, so this guy has film directors and other actors up in here. The only person that's not an actor is Zach. We know that, but all these other people are actors, man. All these people that he has on there on his platform, on his panel, whatever you want to call it, live stream, kind of like what we're doing right here. We're not agents. You know what I mean? We're not actors. You're not going to find something about me, being a former actor. You're not going to find something about Sebastian being an actor or, Logan being an actor. This guy has former actors on there. I mean, and film directors. I mean, you got to think about what that guy is. And then he gets funded. I mean, look the funding he gets. He gets all kinds of funding from all these people in the super chats. Dude. And he gets to be in the algorithm because I've seen some of his videos even without even watching it. I've seen some of his videos come in my algorithm, so it's like, and I don't even watch him like that. So yeah, that guy's an agent. That guy, he knows what's up, and I think he's part of some kind of secret society. I'm thinking more or less Prince Hall Freemasonry. I don't know, Boule.
He was in a fraternity.
Yeah, he was in the what's that fraternity he was a part of? I tend to forget what it is. It's like a black is that Sigma Pi Phi? Or? I know that's
I think
Boule.
you just nailed it. Actually, if you're talking about the Boule, the one that the Boule was formed through.
Right.
Let me double check that.
Hey, speaking of Kobe Bryant was also part of the Boule, and here we are on the anniversary. Here we are on the anniversary of the Kobe Bryant statue coming up, and when we have in the game, we have a Kobe Bryant playing the Seattle Seahawks.
We talked about that last week.
you got these idiots out here be like, what does Kobe Bryant got to do with the football game? It's like, okay, dumbass, listen to me. See, that's the problem. People don't listen to shit. They want to talk over you. Well, what does it got to do with it? I'm explaining to you, you fucking idiot. That's what I'm explaining. And then you explain to them. You give them a great detail about it. You talk to them about historical facts, and then they want to say, man, that sounds like a bunch of schizophrenic nonsense.
But yeah, you're absolutely right. Sigma Pi Phi, good memory there, buddy. I knew it off like as soon as you said it, it sounded 100% right. But I've watched. I've done a lot of research on the Boule.
Logan, the reason why I'm so like I just know this shit is because I talk about it pretty much all the time. I talk about the same shit. All these dates I talk about: Kobe Bryant Day, February 8th. I talk about all these dates all the time. Hey, by the way, we just had the death of that Three Doors Down singer. I think Brad Arnold. That single, one of his singles, I think it's the first ever debut album they put out there. It's called "The Better Life," and that song or that album that was released on this day 26 years.
February 8th, 2000. Great catch.
Yeah, and his name in gematria equals Super Bowl equals 131. Here we are on the Super Bowl today, and you run his name forwards the other way. It's the way what he died from is kidney cancer. Kidney cancer equals 112. Super Bowl is 112. And it's like, come on, man.
What was it?
By the way, where the Seattle Seahawks play their games at Lumen Field, that equals 47. He dies at 47. Seattle's on the 47 parallel. They're known for the Beastquake Beast 47. Trump, his Secret Service car is called the Beast. Trump 47. He's number 47. By the way, he died 82 weeks after the 82 weeks exactly after the assassination on July 13th. Under the 13, the flag of 13. But yeah,
that's a good catch. This Three Doors Down thing, which is, if I'm not wrong, I might be wrong about Three Doors Down. There's a few bands that back in the day they started out as Christian rock and then they went into secular music. I can't remember if Three Doors Down was one of them.
Nickelback was another one of them too, but you know, I remember hearing Nickelback on the radio.
Creed was, I believe, Christian before.
For anybody who doesn't know, look up their song. The one song they put out on September 11, 2001. I think it's called Silver Side Up. Look it up. Silver Side
Three Doors
Up.
Down?
No, Nickelback.
Oh, Nickelback.
Nickelback. And just look at the cover art of it. Look at it. It's the all seeing eye with on it.
Absolutely.
And think about it. That name of that song, it's Silver Side Up. What's Mercury? Does it have silver in it?
I mean, that's what they're showing too, is literally a mercury type substance, because silver does not,
Right.
It does not react that way. That looks exactly like what mercury looks like in its liquid form. So yeah, good catch.
Yep. No, I seen that because I was on my recommended the other day about the reason why Nickelback was hated. And it's because they put that one song out there, and then all of a sudden just got all kinds of hate. Obviously, it was just more to the story than just that. But I mean, it's just mockery. Nobody even catches on to that. They put out a song. It's just like Jay-Z's The Blueprint. He puts it out on September 11th. The Blueprint.
Absolutely. Meanwhile, we got a blowout on our hands.
Oh man, we got a blowout, huh?
Yeah.
29-7. I seen the score right now. When you had it up there was.
Those are the two teams that are playing.
It's the Seattle Seahawks and the New England Patriots.
Oh, okay.
Seattle
I had no
Boys
idea.
and the New England ball guys.
You know what's funny about that is because they had Bad Bunny at the Super Bowl performance, right? If you write out February 8th, today's date, if you write it out February 8th in Jewish gematria, it equals 911. His 911 is 156 prime number, right? His full name, right? His full birth name, it equals 156. Now, the song that he performed, and I wanted to mention this to Zach, but I'm pretty sure he'll watch this, but the song that he performed, it's called The Blackout. That's what it's called. It's called The Blackout. And that song,
how dare they? They're just talking straight to us. You know that's what they're doing.
Exactly.
Nobody else gets
They
that
have it in Santa Clara, which is not next to San Francisco, where the Golden Gate Bridge
the
is
fault
at.
line is at too. They're always talking about the quake or the power outage.
I've been speculating on that too for a while. I'm like, are they going to do something with the Super Bowl because it's the 60th and all this stuff with Donald Trump and ICE and people don't even get the jokes. ICE is going to be the Super Bowl again. ICE was established on the 60th day of the year, March 1st, 2003. Came out at 9/11. You had the Patriot Act. You had the Patriots. So you have Drake May coming in there 9/11, 156 prime, like I just talked about. But
you've got the king of Latin trap, which is Bad Bunny's.
Oh my God! Look at his name. His name is. 88.
Oh my God!
His name's 88, and today's 88 days after Arturo Sosa, the leader of the Jesuits' birthday. And who do they have right now? Who's also doing a halftime performance show? Is it not TPUSA, Turning Point USA 88? That same cipher right there. Think about that too, right? Again, Charlie Kirk, dead 30.
Trump 88.
Trump 88. He died 88 days after supposedly his birthday. Just all the ritual, Masonic ritual, by the way, is also 88 as well in that same cipher. You see how it's 74 and 88, just like his name. Also 187, like Society of Jesus.
Of course.
It's not the Jesuits, bro. It's the small hats. It's Israel. Again, Israel does not have the 187 connection. If you look it up, go through all these events, they're not going to be synced up with Shabbat. They're going to be synced up with the Jesuits and the Superior General. And it's not just Arturo Sosa. It's all. If you just go down history and look up the Superior Generals in the time, recent times, whatever, you'll see that most of these events are synced up with the Jesuits, not Shabbat or Israel. And Israel was created by the Jesuits. It's created by the Catholic Church.
What I think, I think why these things are so like, you could call them like triple coded, is because they pay homage to the Pope, they pay homage to the Superior General. I think that they have. Me and Sebastian were just talking about script writers, and I brought up the point that depending on your rank, you have the ability to affect the script and so it's like, I think there's some things.
That's what was in the emails, was like people wanted, so like people would have Epstein repair their reputation, or people would, he would have people repair his reputation, and like they would literally, like, there's literally emails of them like writing the story of like the narrative, like them writing the narrative,
exactly. Sebastian,
like Steve Bannon.
That proves our point about how these people script shit out years in advance. Doesn't it all make sense? And you guys
Even down to the video games.
Why
Like
would
I was
they
saying
do
that.
Go ahead.
That even in the video games, like that, it was like something. I don't remember if it was Call of Duty hit points or whatever, but like the abbreviation that they put in the game was just CP. Like the points was just CP.
Yeah.
Epstein was like told the developer to do that as a joke. So
that's
that's
like
how much.
Warzone, I think.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Thank you for bringing that up. I appreciate you bringing up that point. It just brings to the point about
And that's verified in the emails. And people are like, "Oh, they don't put symbolism in video games and stuff."
Yeah,
There's literally emails of them telling them to put symbolism in the game.
Here's another point.
Now, I could have been banned off of Xbox Live back in my day, but it wasn't for.
Yeah, Epstein was also banned off of Xbox Live.
Saying, yeah, it's just a joke, and they want to like infiltrate every facet.
I'm curious.
I should look that up. Yeah.
Exactly.
It'd probably be like, I don't know, Jeffrey Epstein 201. I don't know, maybe Jeffrey Epstein 58. I don't know. Who knows? But
you know what's funny? I was involved in what they're called as clans, which is like these large gaming groups online. And I got involved. I had, exactly. I had my own. I was actually a general. That's what they called. I was the superior general.
You're a superior general, huh?
Yes, sir. But this was for Call of Duty.
So his Gmail is jevyvacation@gmail.com. That's 79.
Friday Jesus.
Just Jevy G vacation is 42 and 66.
Yeah, Freemason. New Testament.
He was definitely like a Mason. He was obviously like there's all.
What I was going to say with that is
there's all this Masonic stuff in his
whether I of course I didn't use it for nefarious purposes, but I had access to a bunch of people's kids at any time of the day. I had a clan. My individual like group. I had like 40 members that we personally recruited, and generally I recruited for skill in the game because I played MLG at the time, and so I'd want to meet people that I had a squad. But anyway,
do you remember Optic?
Fill me in.
Optic Nate Shot. You know, Optic, the gaming clan. They were like the competitors to FaZe.
I didn't hear about Optic. What was our competitor? I was in a game clan called XGN, which I think was potentially the largest by volume clan on Xbox at the time I was in it. I can't remember our rivals, if you will, but either way, you could see that.
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, I recruited because I would get to know these people and I would recruit. But then again, it was my job to kind of teach people also how to recruit, who they could recruit people for whatever they wanted, whether they like their voice or not. But Logan, either way, a lot of them were young kids.
Logan, I want to say this. I'm going to bring up. I'm going to say this point. What you just said right there, it just kind of, it fills in the blank for what I was thinking in my head about how, you see some of these FaZe members and stuff like that. It kind of that right there kind of speaks to what I've been saying for a long time. Like some of these FaZe, these recruits or whatever, they're who knows? I mean, these people could be, born and bred, and then they just get into this FaZe clan. I mean, you know what I mean?
Absolutely, especially with the whole FaZe house thing. That's like a male version of the OnlyFans thing. But what's weird about it is it's like a forced sorority, and you bring that up, but
it's a secret society. It's
exactly
a secret society.
They're gonna have
it's just like the Masonic Temple. It's a secret society with a group of people, and it's not a large percentage. It's like a small percentage. So,
what's funny about FaZe is they almost every year they have the youngest player in any given league that they're in. In Smash Bros, they've had the youngest player who's now like a cemented player or whatever, but. Like when he started, bro, I used to watch like highlights from it, and that, I have my kid here, and it started to make me sick because I understand like the ritualism that's going on at these gaming events, and a lot of it's come out. There's a lot to do with these like local gaming events.
Do you remember the shooting that happened back in 2018 where they said supposedly a kid he lost the tournament and supposedly went and did a mass shooting that one day? You remember that was back in 2018?
You remember what game it was for?
I don't remember that.
I don't remember what it was for, but is 2018. I can't remember. I don't know if it was in Florida or New York. I'm trying to remember that, but yeah, it was a national news story back in the days. It was back in 2018. And I was like, come on, man. I went to see Zach Soul work on it. It was very synced up with the football game.
It was over Madden
Madden, that's what it was.
in
Yeah, it was synced up with
Jacksonville,
the
Florida.
football. Yeah,
maybe
it
I
was
do
synced up with
remember
the
this.
Jaguars
Yeah.
football team. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
This is probably 100% rigged with like their
At a
some
pizza
sports
shop.
too.
Get all your
Pizza
kids
33.
together at the pizza
Oh,
shop.
come on.
Pizza sums to 33 like masonry.
Yeah.
And of course, and you have a David Katz.
Yeah, there
I
you
wonder
go.
what.
Yeah, and Jaguar. What are Jaguars? Jaguars and
Exactly.
cats, aren't they? Yeah, and it
Yep.
was synced up with the Jaguars not tournament, but the game that year. Yeah, 2018. I'll never forget
Yeah,
that.
it's
Yeah.
happening in Jacksonville. Yep.
And it's named after who's it named after? Andrew Jackson, who was most likely a Freemason. Who also died in the 80s. He died 86 days after his birthday, if I'm not mistaken. But
That's funny.
yeah, man. I just remember because you were talking about. I was like, E-clans, clans. Thinking about that, and to get on a deeper level, like when you think about clans, right? If you're not in the game, you think about the KKK clan, right?
Yeah, of course. The terminology is there for sure on purpose, of course.
KKK
Like I felt.
33.
Look at this shit, man. Look at this ad we're getting,
Mason,
Dude.
Mason vitamins. Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
All right,
What
Derek, you
the
sold
hell?
out, brother.
You're a Mason, I see, Logan.
Look at this.
That's
10,
insane.
07.
That's insane.
17?
Maybe are they just
Wow.
listening to you?
Yeah, they got it.
I mean, sure,
They're-
these are curated ads, but it's come on, man. You think I'm
And
asking
you're
for
on
vitamins?
gematria. That's the thing
shit.
too.
I'm a narcissist.
Narcissist test. Oh my God.
Let's just watch the ad rolls.
Oh my God, dude! You gotta refresh this shit again. This is great.
Oh, shit. I didn't
think
even
I-
refresh it. That was just a live refresh.
You know what? And you could say this wasn't planned. It was just random.
Guys, I might have to timestamp this. This shit's too funny. That was great, dude. I love how those vitamins were 1007. They couldn't be any other price.
Yeah, Mason 17.
Exactly.
Modern Freemasonry
1717.
established in 1717. Recently, I was gonna go down over here to educate about what they did to the officer. If you could pull up my post about that officer that got killed, if you can pull it up.
Is it the free to find truth?
It's free gematria truth. Yeah.
Oh, free gematria truth.
Yeah, and then put in Selma police officer. Just put it in there. I want to show you what they did to old Junior Carrasco. I want to show you what they did to him.
Yeah, we talked about this a little bit.
Did him dirty. They did him by. And here's one thing I'm going to say. I don't even think this man's dead. I think he's still alive somewhere. Probably chilling, kicking back with his feet up. But yeah, the killer supposedly. Look at his birthday. November 9th, 11/9. That's the day leaving 52 days left in the year. Authority, government, policeman. California 52. 52 days left in the year. And again, he gets. If you can scroll down to it, scroll down the post there. There's a fraternal order police. Look at fraternal order police 119, like all C9, like George Floyd. Let's see. Yeah, he was sentenced, or let me see. The charges were listed on the 33rd day of the year, so they had to wait till the 33rd day of the year to get the charges going. I mean, they could have did it the next day, but they had to wait till February 3rd, the 33rd day of the year. And if you go down there, supposedly this man was it found guilty? Found guilty 137 days after Gavin Newsom's birthday, the 33rd prime number. But yeah, just keep scrolling. You'll see. Here's the point I want to drive home. Keep scrolling more. Let's see. Put it in there. Okay, there it is. There it is right there. So from the man's birthday, just click, make it bigger. See if you can make it bigger. There. Okay, so you see from the supposed killer's birthday to the shooting, you see how it was 83 days? Again, murder equals 83. It's a police officer, right? They put out the band, the police put out the song Murder by Numbers in 83. How it's as simple to kill as ABC is 1, 2, 3. But look at the guy's name. His name is 101, 26 prime number. Funny enough, we're in 2026. And here, let's see. Just go down again. Pine equals 26. Suppose he was killed on Pine Street. God is 26. When you think about the Masons, in order to be a Mason, you have to believe in God. God 26. Notice Pine Street. Look at the gematria of it. Look at it. 131. What day was this man killed? Was he not killed on January 31st, 131?
Hey, Sebastian.
Yeah.
There's like a weird like reverb going through the mic.
Reverb?
Maybe not reverb is the right word, but there's like a weird like rattling.
Oh, I
Is
hear it. It's his microphone. It's because he keeps moving the microphone. That's all it is.
Oh, okay.
Is it gone now?
Yeah, it's perfect now.
It's perfect now. I
Okay.
think every time you move the microphone around, it has like a little rattling noise. I know what he's talking about.
Is it?
Is
Maybe
it
it might be
making
like
it
the
now?
cord scraping or something. It was a little bit.
Yeah.
You're hearing it?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so then yeah, it's just a cord.
Okay.
Yeah, but look at that, man. Killed on January 31st. We just happened to have his death anniversary, and 131, dead on 131. Look at his birthday. His birthday is June 24th. That's modern Freemasonry's birthday. You know, and he dies 144 days before his birthday. And the killer pleaded not guilty on the 54th day of the year. Again, Jesuit order 14454 against those damn Jesuits. Again, Gavin Newsom, he came out and talked about it. He's a Jesuit. But and as I encourage people to read that encyclical about what's talking about Freemasonry and the Jesuits, the secrets of it. This was it the Encyclopedia of Freemasonry. It's by Albert Mackey. It talks about how the Jesuits control Freemasonry. But yeah, Order out of Chaos 222. As above, so below 222. The name of the mayor is 222. Been so many rituals with Jerry Dyer, can't even keep track. But yeah, man. I mean, right there. And on February 23rd, 223, Masonic. But yeah, that was a big news story back in 2023. I remember hearing about that, and I had to look into it. I'm like, come on, man. This is a Masonic ritual. But yeah, I was supposed to get out there this year and educate these idiots about what happened. But as soon as I got there, guys, there was already cops out there on the street corner I said I was going to be at. And I know these people are listening. I know these damn cops are listening.
Yeah.
These cops are listening. So yeah, because I put out a video and I was like, hey, I'm gonna be out here on this day, and if you guys want to come here and pound pavement, you guys can. And sure enough, when I went out there, I went on the street that I was gonna go out there and pound pavement. Sure enough, there were some cops out there waiting.
Got 42 points.
Well, Washington's the 42nd state in order of statehood, isn't it? 29, football 29, Masonic 29, 13 points.
13
Super Bowl
stripes.
41, 13 prime. You know, they had Bad Bunny out there. You know what? Going back to my point about Bad Bunny and him performing that song, The Blackout, if you just write out The Blackout, it equals 179, which is the 41st prime number. And when you think about 9/11, right, it happened on a day with 41 day numerology. Skull and Bones is 41. That song is actually 3 minutes and 22 seconds long, like Order 322. It's also 118. I have to think more about that. Bless you. I have to think more about that. But 37 is also the 12th prime number. There's a big ritual there with 12 in this game as well.
Oh, and just the Tom Brady angle is pretty funny. And then, of course, you have the 12th man for Seattle. That's
right.
like their big.
Isn't it the Patriots' 12th appearance in the Super Bowl?
Very possibly could be. It sounds about right. They've been to 1 million.
Yeah, because of Catholic Tom Brady. Oh man.
I think one of the biggest tells for the
Patriots
Patriots potentially losing was the fact that Bill Belichick got snubbed from the Hall of Fame.
Was that 106 days after his birthday?
That's a good question. So. I could look that up. Let's see. 1-6. How many have they been?
Believe, if not, I might be confusing with Robert Kraft. Like I said, there's just so much to keep up with. It's just, I have the United States of amnesia. Shit, I forget sometimes too.
I think you're right. I think this is the 12th. I think they've been to 11. I don't think they're counting today's yet. So yeah, they're not.
Well, you know what? When you say 11, right? Again, we're going to rematch the Super Bowl 49, which was 11 years ago. Super Bowl 49. They're in the 49er Stadium. The season began on 4/9, September 4th. Maybe they're not counting this one, but yeah, this would be their 12th Super Bowl appearance.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, again, here's the thing. I'll let you get on a little thing over here in California. I live in California, so they banned sports betting here recently. They did it
Oh, really?
They did it one day after Jesuit Gavin Newsom's 58th birthday. Sports betting equals 58, but I believe it was 33 days. It was supposed to be enacted 33 days after, or something like that. And I know masonry equals 33. I have to go back and look at it, but yeah, again, sports betting in the most proper cipher, it equals 58. And Gavin Newsom's 58 years old right now. I mean, the Jesuit decided to declare it one day after his 58th birthday. I mean, I don't know where people are rolling their eyes at this stuff when it really happens all the time. And don't forget, California is the 31st state in order to statehood. The first degree of masonry is the 31st degree of the Scottish Rite.
It just makes me wonder why, like, they'd have a statewide ban as for a state as large as like
Right.
California, which is also so close to Nevada.
Exactly. It's legal. If I go up to Nevada right now, it's legal. But if I come back down over here, it would be illegal.
I almost think that that's just kind of like a honeypot type of thing. It's just like you're gonna either lure people into illegal, technically now federally illegal activities, such as like
Right.
betting through other means or whatever. It's just either that or it's going to cause.
Because there's other betting sites you can use. You can use Bovada. You can use other sites like that. But
well, what I was going to say is it also might cause enough of a stir that it will send a ripple that kind of like makes them say, "Oh, look, the people want the betting, so we're going to ramp it up. We're gonna open it back up in full, and we're gonna
it's kind of like with marijuana. Remember, marijuana for the longest time it was illegal, and then all of a sudden recently it became legal, and now you have all these people making money off the marijuana industry.
Yeah, all that time that it was still federally illegal gave them plenty of time to completely take over all the mom and pop type businesses and industry that came out of the woodworks when it became legal, and now it's all corporatized, and now it's federally legal, and it's just like you're going and getting McDonald's weed now. That's what you're doing.
Basically, and don't forget what they did during the pandemic. They were offering people giving free marijuana to anybody that got the COVID vaccine.
They're giving you free anything. They were offering you cheeseburgers, whatever your vice is. They were offering it.
They're offering you free cigarettes, free beer. I mean, just all this shit. But yeah, it is pathetic.
Donuts.
Yeah,
handies. I'm sure you can get a handy from someone for a COVID shot. I'm sure there was a CVS or in this nation somewhere offering handies.
You know what? Speaking, and talking about people shutting down or whatever. I know a couple of people who lost their businesses during the time of the scamdemic. Meanwhile, Walmart got to stay open, and Target got to stay open, and Costco got to stay open, but your mom and pop business, it's gone. And that's how dumb this shit was. It's like, okay, so Walmart's immune to it, but the mom and pop shop is not immune to it. I mean, it doesn't make any sense.
With COVID, it's kind of one of those things that I don't know if I've ever expressed this, but personally, I think that what could have been good with one silver lining you could have said, not that actually happened, but if it went more over the deep end. I think that if it went more over the deep end and you had people truly shutting down, because if you're scared of this boogeyman disease, then you don't need to be in your car getting gas. You don't need to be going to Walmart. You don't need to be doing any of this. So if enough people took that mantle and never came back, because why would you come back? Because Fauci says it's okay now. Why do you trust him? Like, why were you fearful?
Listening to Jesuits. I mean, these people are listening to fucking Jesuits. I mean, Anthony
Fauci could have been.
Go ahead.
I actually think it could have been better if more people leaned into it, rather than the almost precise ratio they needed of dissenters and people licking the boots. I think if there was more people licking the boots, it could have had an also decent effect, which would have less consumers, and it would have kind of forced their hand a little sooner. Meanwhile, they just get to keep going on with their plans, and there's no major movement. People aren't stopping doing anything.
They're still going out and voting in rigged elections and validating lies. They're still out there going and supporting these two parties, which are just bought and paid for. I mean, no real change. I mean, And here's the thing. Here's what I've came to consensus of in the past 5 years. Um, I don't think people. I think people see it. They just don't want to see it. It's like a choice. It's like a choice. It's like at first I used to think, oh, maybe people can't see it. But then coming around to it a couple years later, it's like, no, I think people do see it. It's just they don't want to see the bigger picture of what's really going on.
Yeah, it's digging their heads in the sand and
putting their head up their ass.
That's a better way of saying it, honestly.
Well, a more PG way is, my old teacher used to say this, don't have your head up your rear end. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I mean, and I respect that teacher a lot because, I mean, that guy, I mean, asked questions a lot and yeah, he's probably part of the reason why the way I am. But, yeah, shout out to Mr. G out there if he's out there watching this broadcast somewhere out there. But, yeah, I mean, he was
Mr. G.
Yeah, he's the one that instilled, to have that tough love type of thing. You know what I mean? So, I mean, yeah, you just got these idiots out here walking around. It's funny. Sometimes I still see people in their car. I don't know if you guys seen it as well, but people in their car with their masks on and their gloves. I remember seeing that, and I still somewhat see it today.
Yep, I still see it all the time. I mean, I work in Portland, so I'm in Portland quite often, and Portland is still just a lost city.
You're also in a liberal state, just like I am. I'm in California, so you see a lot of this shit go on. I mean,
I live in a much less liberal part of Washington. I do live in Washington.
Right.
It's hard to find a non-liberal place in Oregon, or at least in the city
Pacific
limits.
Northwest, right?
What was that?
I said it's hard to find a non-liberal place in the Pacific Northwest, right?
Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah. For whatever reason, it's just kind of that trope lives on no matter what changes happens with laws or anything. It's just like, it's almost like like culture. Culture is like these political ideology rather than it being like what you pass on to your children and what, morals and character. It's just supplanted by who they should vote for and who, what,
what
how many
Jesuit they get to pick every 4 years. I mean, that's how I see it. That's what I've been saying. I said that too. Just like these sheep get to pick a Jesuit every 4 years.
So before
do you want this Jesuit or you want this other Jesuit?
Before you hopped on here, Sebastian was about to go in about the Epstein files, and I'm sure there's lots to talk about there. I don't, Sebastian, did you have you had me pull up this article? Was this in reference? Was there something you wanted me to show through this article, or was this kind of like a jumping off point?
I was just mentioning that because I want to bring up something about the sports.
Well, I did want to mention the Paul Allen thing since you did bring that up because I've known about this a lot.
Paul Allen, and yeah, he's the owner of the Seahawks and Portland Trail Blazers.
Well,
when I think about that, right? I think about, remember it started with the 80th NBA season. It started with Terry Rozier and Chauncey Billups.
Terry Rose Garden.
Yep, at the Rose Garden. And again, the Rose is a secrecy.
Mm-hmm.
And they also what do they call Portland? Rip City?
Yep, City of Roses too.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, when I think about it in Seattle, now you have the Super Bowl Seattle. Or it's not in Seattle, but it's Seattle playing. But that's where my mind goes to with that.
What's interesting about Paul Allen is, he's passed away, supposedly passed away, and he left his sister to run the Seahawks and Blazers. Well, Seattle is actually suing her because they are saying that she's not enacting the rules that he put in place for the team, like, the sale of the team. So in this offseason, you're going to go from winning the Super Bowl to potentially being sold.
Yeah.
Which is kind of crazy. But the city of Seattle suing her. It's just like, damn.
The city of Seattle, huh? When it comes to these cities, man, I think when it comes to these, I think it's all Masons doing this shit. I think they're just, Masons doing that and being a part of that as well.
Go ahead, Sebastian. Sorry, I just wanted to bring up that whole Paul Allen thing with the whole Seahawks Super Bowl thing.
So So these are some documents I found. So I found another connection that Epstein had that nobody's really talked about this, but there's this guy named Mark Fisher. I just posted some of the emails with him. In the private chat, you can look at them. And you have them up.
I'm getting.
I guess I could share my screen.
Oh yeah. Go for it.
Epstein also talked about gematria in these files as well.
Yeah. That's I just posted that link too. I wanted to bring that up. His so that guy that here I think I'll just share my screen.
Yeah, go for it.
Let's see. All right. All right. Can you see my screen now?
I don't know if I have to like authenticate. Oh, here we go. There you go.
All right. There we go. All right. So
zoom in on it a little bit, brother. It's a little too small. Zoom in on it a little bit.
Here, can you guys see it now?
Probably a couple more times.
Yeah, a couple more times. That's better.
All right. So this is Epstein mailing a scientist, and he says my funding has zero to do with monetization, string theory, esoteric mathematics, i.e., topology, algebraic geometry, $0 potentials, work on the brain, deception, music, and the constancy of the power laws seem to be nature's secrets. Discovering those secrets is a drive. And if you don't know what esoteric mathematics is, look, watch this. Gematria. Oh shit! It doesn't say. Last time that I said it brought up gematria right away.
Just interestingly, it does bring up the Pythagorean numerology too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Here we go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, gematria is an esoteric numerology. But he was into esoteric mathematics, and gematria is an esoteric mathematics. But also, here's well, this is also him talking to Mark Fisher, but let me. So this is his gematria teacher, Mark Fisher, and if you don't know who Mark Fisher is, he's actually let's see.
Mark Fisher, by the way, equals 54, like Jesuit order. Just to bring that up.
Yeah. This is Mark Fisher. He owns MBF Clearing Corp, and he's actually one of the best floor traders of all time. And he was Epstein's gematria teacher. So where was that?
I guess that's one thing we should get out of the way about like people who are raised in Jewish households, whether they're Orthodox or not. They have private teachers to teach them Kabbalah. Yeah, exactly. So it's like that's just something to get out of the way, not to like single out the group for that for any other reason other than there is a large swath of people that are brought up on it. So to say it doesn't like. It doesn't play. It's just ridiculous.
Yeah, it's a stupid talking point. I mean, it's an ignorant talking point.
Yeah, right here. So he's saying if you want to learn other topics for a few minutes, meditation, prayer, gematria, Torah, math, we could attach that to a short conference call. I'm going in for a treatment. And so there's 4,000 emails with this guy. So this guy is like his good friend.
Adrenochrome treatment.
And so it's like there's here we go. Here's the
probably
email.
The same, here I'll go on a limb and say this. He's probably the same man that said, "Yeah, you're gonna die 58 days after Trump's birthday."
Oh right, yeah. So that was the other thing. So so Mark Fisher also emailed him. He emailed him. Is this it? Yeah, he says stay even more low key and usual through Wednesday, and this is. Guess what? That's Tisha B'Av. And so he sends them this document where it says Tisha B'Av, Spirals in Time, a brief a brief listing of infamous events that took place on Tisha B'Av throughout history. Spies returned from 40 days in Israel with evil reports of the land of Israel, Jewish people crying in despair, destruction of the first temple by the Babylonians, destruction of the second temple by the Romans over Bar Kafka revolt crushed, beard destroyed. So it's saying he's telling him to watch out for Tisha B'Av. And guess when Epstein died on?
Tisha B'Av. He died on Tisha B'Av.
This is in 2010. This is also Mark Fisher, the gematria teacher, his gematria teacher. And yeah, there's a ton of emails with him. They're saying like, "Oh, you're a good friend. He's your old friend. That they've known each other for a while." So yeah, it's like CTE. Oh, I don't believe in gematria. It's like, well, now it's indisputable that they do.
See, this is the shit that needs to go
believes
viral.
in you, boyo.
This shit right here, like this video right here that we're doing, this live stream, this is what needs to be viral. Not this other bullshit people are speculating on Epstein and shit like that and the Epstein files. This right here needs to go viral because this just shows that they're planning shit out decades. And you said that's from 2010. They're planning that shit back in 2010 before it even happened.
Yep. And it happens. Yeah, and it happened 9 years later.
Mm-hmm. And think about that. 9.
And Zach predicted it too. There's actually Zach's old channel I could bring up. His old. They brought back his old Gematria Effect news channel for some reason.
His very old channel. Yeah. Watching a few of his videos from there back in the days. Yep. I even watched some of his videos. He's doing on whiteboard, pen and paper.
I mean, that's all. As well, Jeffrey Epstein was supposedly born on January 20th, 20/1.
But on this channel, I can't remember which video it was, but he was saying to watch out for Tisha B'Av that year. That was going to be like a huge event or whatever. And then that was the day that Epstein died. And he made a video
Zach's made a lot of great predictions, man. And people just want to be like, you can't predict anything in hindsight.
Yeah, it's fun.
You know what I really respect Zach for was that here's something that should have went viral at the time because he was live doing it. Is that whole Alamo shooting thing from the Fred Myers? He literally went and exposed a police training operation live.
What was that guy's name? Chris. I can't think of the guy's name.
Let's see. Alamo.
I remember watching it live. I remember watching the Almost Alamo and the Fred Myers shooting.
Was it
he's on record saying that he doesn't know. He's just going off the picture and the story.
He went to Fred Myers, saw the paid actors lined up, ready to give their fake accounts,
the photo op and everything. Yep,
exactly. They were all lined up, a bunch of fat honky losers. And getting real uppity when he was approaching them. They had the news crew out there just like kind of buying time. I'm sure they have craft service out there. If you open a certain van, you'll just find a snack van for all the actors. But he moves from there because the reports say that the guy is held up at his house and he's got a gun and he's threatening his family or whoever's in the house. And it's on Alamo Street. And he goes down there and they're literally just unloading vans with drones. And they're just rookies. They don't even know what's going on. They don't even know that there's like a report going out about a guy shooting anything. They're just out there just hanging out.
Well, it's just like the Fred Meyer one. They had there's just people standing around there.
That was the continuation of the Fred Meyer shooting.
Yeah. It's like I said, it's one big old soap opera. It's like a movie. It's like you're watching an episode of Seinfeld. That's basically what it is.
It's funny.
Yep.
Too.
How could they script the news, bro? How could they script it in advance, bro? We're showing you how they're doing it in advance. You got Zach, who's been here for almost 14 years, showing you how they've been doing it, telling you what they're going to do before they do it.
Yep. Yeah, it's insane how long he's been doing it.
You have Sebastian right here showing you that, that they planned this Epstein shit 9 years before it happened.
At least.
And here's the emails.
And here's another email,
Chinese
Chinese numerology. As a former math teacher, I thought you might find this interesting. Subject, Chinese numerology. Chinese numerology and Feng Shui for 2011. This year, we're going to experience 4 unusual dates. 1-1-11, 1-11-11, 11-1-11. 11, 11, 11.
What comes to my? Oh, go ahead. What comes to my
And that's
mind?
not equals 11. Take the last 2 digits of the year you were born and the age you will be this year, and the result will add up to 111 for everyone. This is the year of money. Also, this year, October will have 5 Sundays, 5 Mondays, and 5 Saturdays. This happens only once every 823 years. These particular year are known as money bag years. The proverb goes that if you send this to 8 good friends, money will appear in the next 4 days. As is explained, the Chinese Feng Shui, those who don't continue the chain won't receive. It's a mystery, but it's worth a try. Good luck to you. This happens once in 800 years. Barry W. Zelen, Axiom Capital Management, which this guy was also inside a sex trafficking, human trafficking scandal, I believe.
Wait, go back. Wait, what'd you say? Oh, okay, Axiom Capital Management. That's just so weird. Okay, I'm talking about synchronicities. Okay, so you're talking about this 11-11-11 date. Let me swap screens real quick.
Yeah.
I'll pull yours right
back
up.
If
but
you
check
don't mind,
this
I'm going
out.
to bring up a point.
By the
Point.
Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, okay. No, because I was going to bring a point about 9/11. I mean, think about it. 9 years and then 11. I mean, 9/11.
Yep. When in Genesis 9:11, it's the destruction of the 2 towers.
Yeah, Tower of Babel. Mm-hmm.
Or the Tower of Babel. Yeah.
But yeah, the band MGMT, which they had that death of Cola Boy, and that was all synced with this band as well. But you know, obviously they're not an acronym, whatever it is, for management. And they put out an album on November 11th. They recorded it on November 11th, 2011. So 11-11-11. They released it 11 years later. So just pointing that out, that there's more, there's
master numbers,
wide ranging. The occult is not so occult when you open your eyes. And yeah, this band, unfortunately, I do like some. I have liked some of their music, but
you know what's funny? You know what's funny? Speaking about that album, right? If you just times 11 times 11 times 11, how it is right there on the Wikipedia, it sums to 1331, which is the 11th cube number.
Mm-hmm.
For another 11.
Naturally. Yeah, just quickly wanted to point that out.
Yeah, you can add in more stuff if you want.
Back to what you got.
I was seeing Zach was talking about this. This is the Slipknot drummer that she died at 22. I'll save this for later because I was decoding this, but anyway, yeah. So
good find.
Yeah, so here, this is just them talking about like numerology and stuff, and there's actually more emails about numerology. Oh, right, and also look, here's an email. So this is from Mark Fisher, MBF Capital Corp. So this confirms that this is like that this is the Mark Fisher, that like this guy is this guy, like this is the same guy in the email. So this is really interesting. I want to play this video too. I think I'll put it through my speakers so you can hear it in the mic. But he was saying some pretty interesting stuff. They were saying that like he's like the best floor trader at all. Oh yeah, he was the youngest ever to trade. And he's like one of the best floor traders. And so this is a gematria teacher and all this stuff, you know. So yeah, I just thought that was interesting. Let's see.
What's a matzot?
A what?
In that email, it said, "Do you have the proper matzot?" Oh, is it?
Oh, here. Oh, I don't know. Here, let me look that up.
I think it's talking about the bread, like matzo balls.
Oh yeah, yeah. Oh matzah. Oh yeah, matzah bread. Yeah, yeah. They're doing all kinds of like very like Jewish stuff. Um,
But what's the
but
cedar?
this is his good friend. What?
I'm just trying to trying to figure out that email. Oh, it's
Oh yeah. Well,
Passover. It's
I had just,
Passover.
I had just wanted to bring it up because it was just to because this is the one that it says his name plus the company that he's from.
I got
It's-
all that. I just wanted to familiarize myself with what he was saying, just so I knew what
Oh
he was
yeah,
talking
yeah,
about.
yeah. It's some yeah.
Talking
I
about
guess
matzo
something
balls for
about
Passover.
yeah, something about Passover.
Yeah.
Here we go. So this is a yeah. So these are the 3 numerology emails. Let's see. But yeah. Also that I think I had read it, but yeah, Epstein had said in his own words that like he wasn't interested in science. He was only interested in like esoteric mathematics, like gematria and all that stuff. But yeah, it's like from their own words, they're saying that they're interested in only the stuff, and they're doing things by the numbers and whatever. Also, there was this thing I had missed a while ago. Oops. Let's see if it. Here we go. So Israeli Prime Minister proposes microchipping children to enforce social distancing. So I was rewatching a really old video of mine from like 2020 or 2021, and I had missed this this headline when I was searching stuff.
May 8th.
Oh,
Yeah, and it
hey.
says here at a press conference, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu suggested that microchipping everyone, beginning with children returning to work in kindergarten as the COVID lockdown ends. The chip would sound an alarm whenever anyone gets too close, much as a car does. Security experts immediately objected on the grounds that microchipping kids was neither legal nor practical, that the children would be at risk for pedophiles if their data leaked to the internet, and that the real issue is enforcement. But yeah, this is on the Jewish Post. But yeah, I'm 5'8". But they're gonna do this. I mean, that's coming for sure. That was just something I had missed back then. I had actually there's something I had an old video I think I wanted to bring up. Let me see. I this is like from the archive. But I think I had. Yeah, here we go. So this is a video from 4 years ago. And hold on, let me change the audio settings so you guys can hear it.
So today I'm going to be talking about.
Can you guys hear that?
AI generated
Yeah.
news stories.
Yeah, we can hear.
Yeah,
it.
we can hear.
Perfect.
That's probably most likely that AIs are generating this stuff. So I have InfraKit demo, and you guys can see the link up here. The problem with that, and I don't like with this thing, is that it only gives you like 7,500 words that the AI comes up with, which is nothing. But I mean, still, it's good enough that you can play around with it for a while. I didn't realize it for a while. It's only 7,500 a week though, so you can just wait another week.
Is that too fast?
But, so I mean, you guys remember the video I made called
Oh,
Predator?
that's good.
And hold on, I think I'm just gonna.
Younger
Younger
Sebastian right there.
I think
Yeah. This is a while ago.
I'm
I'm gonna skip some of this stuff. My videos were pretty
in that
long-winded.
video.
I feel you.
When you go into the pinned comment, the reply, I put the whole story then plus the, as I've seen in other people's houses, or have I seen?
So that was me reading some story that it made. Skip that.
So I'm gonna
So
so I can just copy and let's say the stupid news stories. So it's
here we
not a
go.
story at all.
All right.
But it does know how to write news stories. So I'm going to demonstrate that right now. So let's say the stupid Brian Laundrie thing. So I can just copy and paste the stuff.
Okay, so this is 1 month before this video came out. 1 month before ChatGPT came out. Actually, I think it's actually older than that a little bit, because these took like a month or something to upload. So this is like months before ChatGPT comes out when I made this video. So nobody knew about AI or like anything yet.
Here, I'm gonna give it a little bit more information to work with than that. Just a little bit more. So I'm actually going to leave this incomplete.
Was that the Gabby Petito story?
Yeah.
Brian Laundry.
So I'm going to
Brainwash.
Small talk.
And so I don't think I'll do 200. I think I'll push for 400 maybe.
Yeah, that story was such a load of crap.
This is going to create a new story.
Another hoax.
And look at how easy it was. Even back then, I created this
While it's
hoax.
doing that, I will show you this.
I
story.
created a
this
fake
is something
news
that I've
story.
noticed with a lot of stories, and this is just one example because now I'm trying to look for it. But this is most likely an AI generated story because now I'm something that I've noticed with a lot of stories, and this is just one example because now I'm trying to look for it. But this is most likely an AI generated story, and this is actually known that there's a lot of stories on or a lot of stuff online, tutorials, stuff like that. That's literally just made by AI. When you look up on Google how to do something, and you get some BS websites that's telling you a bunch of crap, somebody didn't write that article. That's AI. So this. And also, what I believe other news stories are, I have to show them more in the future. I'm just mentioning this now, but what I'm going to show in the future is like I'm going to keep all the weird grammar errors because I mean, you guys saw in the story that I showed how weird this thing is. You know, it's this thing that don't really make sense. You know, well here it says a bunch of stuff that doesn't make sense, but actually here it's probably done now. So outside, so I'll start with what they say. A source with knowledge in the green is what the robot wrote. You know what? I'm going to do more than that. That's nothing. So it was. I did not mean to do that. Let it generate some more, but you guys know where it was. It was at on the bag that. So anyways, those things. So the robots make the dumb mistakes like for this. World's largest 3D printer will build a home in less than $100. Obviously wrong. I saw someone posted this, and that was the first thing I noticed was that error there. So this is most likely written by an AI. Yes, people do make mistakes, but AIs love to make really weird mistakes that don't make any sense.
Like how does a person writing a news story like write this headline and not notice that error?
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah, exactly.
But these stories are not for journalistic purposes. These are for people to click on so that they get an ad spike.
Yeah.
And they get paid. They're just masturbate.
Yeah, propaganda. That's what it is. Yeah.
Well, they did use the AI. They use the AI for these fake CNN stories. I proved it now. There's stuff, but back then I just suspected it. And I was showing like how I could do it with the tools that I knew about and like what was available. But I'm gonna show some tools that I just found recently that are actually like 5 years older than this video. But nobody suspected this back then. Like I was the only person talking about this.
They don't make very many, but they make them. And you know, it would make sense, you know, because these stories, you know, they have a bunch of numbers that connect to all these things, and I find it very unlikely that anybody's actually making these, you know. But anyway, okay, so here we go. So I'm starting here. So a source with knowledge. I'll start at the front of the paragraph, and I'll tell you when the AI starts. A source with knowledge of the investigation told CNN that the notebook was clearly when it was found outside of a dry bag that. Okay, now this is what the AI wrote. Petito had been carrying. Experts say that the rain would have likely impaired the quality of handwriting inside the book. What is inside the notebook that the FBI?
Do you guys remember Bryson Big Boss? You guys remember Bryson, the decoder?
No, I
I've heard
don't.
of that person. No.
You don't remember Bryson?
No,
He was in like 2021. He was a young guy. But he was a pretty big decoder at the time. He was a lot of people were upset when he left. He left a while back, but at the time he was like a very talented decoder, and so he was saying that we were both saying I was like friends with him, just like you guys. So we would do shows together, and we were both talking about how we suspected that like the news stories were AI generated. Like he was seeing like really weird mistakes like this, like the stuff I was showing, but like in CNN stories and Fox News and all that stuff. And so we suspected it like way back then that it was AI.
Well, unfortunately, the onus is on us, the captives, to prove that these large conglomerates are up to the things that we're saying they're up to. And that's why like NASA's never going to be uncovered, you know, fully, and you know, all these major government fronts.
How about Area 51?
You know, great point, because you brought up, you know, how all this Epstein stuff is coming out, and it's, you know, it's not going to, you know, reach the actual conclusion that it should, you know, rioting and this, you know, tearing this government down for what they've been doing. Well, the same thing goes for, you know, those there's the MLK, the JFK files, and the aliens that they've like released like 3 separate alien things that just nobody gives a
Right.
unidentified flying fuck about. So
Yeah, and then I want to add on to another point. I mean, people claim that they're reading these Epstein files, but I don't think people. I think people are missing the point. People are not really actually reading them. If you know what I mean, they're looking into certain things, but they're cherry picking certain things. Like I guarantee people are not looking into gematria. What's gematria? Oh, this guy read about gematria. What's this? I got to look into that. They're not doing that. These sheep are not really doing that. They're just going with
they
these are
want names.
Africa. Yeah, exactly. And here, I want to bring up another point. Just to bring up another point, I know Sebastian brought up that article from May 8th that Pope Francis, he was the Pope at the time in 2020.
Yeah.
That article came out on the 144th day of his age. And again, Jesuit order 144.
Jesuit
Pope Francis equals 58. He became a Jesuit in 58. You see him doing the Masonic hidden hand again, Freemasonry 58. And again, it came out there with 33 date numerology, 5 + 8 + 20, 33.
Yeah.
Let's not forget that dude in the coffin that they showed was just not him. Clearly not him.
No, Pope Francis. Or you talking about Pope Francis? Or you talking about
Pope Francis?
Yeah. That was not Pope.
It was just not him. So I think whatever, say whatever you want. But
It's just like the Charlie Kirk thing. I mean, it's like you see, like if I don't know if you guys seen it, but like the supposed video of Erica Kirk right there with him right there. That's a plastic dummy in that supposed casket. That's a plastic dummy. You can tell.
we showed him the holding of the hand. It's just a straight up and all the crab in the bucket comments would just be like, no, that's what happens when they,
rigor mortis.
Well, it's that along with the preparation of the body for the casket.
Right. That does not happen because again,
like bullshit.
Because when my
Turn
dad
to Ken.
when my dad passed away, his hands did not look like that. His hands did not look like no plastic dummy. You know what I mean? So all that shit is just out of here with that. When people try to say, "Oh, well, that's just what happens when Rick and Morty sits in," no, absolutely not.
That's what ultimately led to him killing her with the public perception, says Clement, a former.
Oh yeah, so this is the stuff that the AI was writing.
The notebook that the FBI compared the
So
quality.
this is what the story that the AI generated.
The notebook was clear. Tell you when the AI starts. A source with knowledge of the investigation told CNN that the notebook was clearly when it was found outside of a dry bag that, okay, now this is what the AI wrote, Petito had been carrying. Experts say that the rain would have likely impaired the quality of handwriting inside the book. What is inside the notebook that the FBI has that could go down as evidence that there was some type of disagreement between the two of them, and that's what ultimately led to him killing her with the public perception, says Clement, a former FBI supervisory special agent. Clement said that his FBI assertion that Laundrie had no criminal record was potentially misleading. That's not an accurate statement, Clement said. We're talking about someone in an emotional state with a transition of moving from one relationship to the other, with the intention that was in that relationship and all of the other pressures. It could be very well true, but they have to be accurate in how they say it. If it turns out that Laundrie has no history of violence, he could be... Hold on, let's let her generate some more. God damn it. Stop fucking doing that. I hate it when it does that.
Temper.
He wants to avoid in which the FBI and police are involved, Clement said. Laundrie was one of 3 finalists for the FBI's upcoming poster for the Burr's U.S. Most Wanted Fugitives. He was in the middle of a house hunting trip when he left for Petito's apartment in North Carolina in... Let's wait for it to load. In August.
Yeah,
and then
I remember when that was a top story, too.
On August 18th, and they began a cross-country road trip.
That's probably all it was.
Yeah. Left behind his lines, including the first version of the novel she was working on, which was discovered on the floor, whatever. I'm not going to let it go out anymore. But my point is, if this was in a news story, I know that there's a few things wrong with it, like it's not consistent with the actual story and stuff. Again, this is just an example. But this is what's out there. If you saw this on a news site, would you think anything suspicious? No. This is 100 because this isn't creative writing like what I was doing, a novel. This thing can't do novels. It makes all kinds of stupid mistakes, like secret poochie nigga in jeans. I mean, what the hell is that? So that's what a robot.
You don't know about that?
Listen, a person.
No, actually, no.
It's secret. I can't tell you.
Yeah. I had it try. I gave it a novel and tried to have it continue that, and it just did like a horrible job. But when I gave it a news story, it did it like it sounded 100% like a real news story. Like it was very, very convincing.
I want to add on to your point,
and that's early
AI,
too.
Right?
Yeah,
I want to add on to your point about AI and people not, catching on. You wouldn't think twice about it. I want to say this: whenever they give you these victims, supposed mass shootings or whatever that's going on in the news, how do you know it's not this person is not exist.com?
Yep. Which by the way, that tool is like what, like 8 years old or something?
Oh, older than that.
Yeah, or 10 years or something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Renee Good. Renee Good. That's a fictional character from this person's
It's called something image synthesis. That was what they called it back then. To make like realistic images back in the.
Hey, even
30s.
CNN talked about it. CNN talked about this personalizes.com.
Yep.
It's easy to fake news stories.
Yep.
It's most likely
These hands do not exist.com.
Yeah.
Oh my God! Yeah, there you go. I mean, come on, man. Crocodile.
Of course, she's
tears.
got to flash the bling too. It's like,
Yeah,
goddamn.
crocodile tears. Crocodile tears. Probably sitting there laughing,
Yeah.
laughing at the idiots, laughing at the sheep.
Listen, a person can make these mistakes, but it's very unlikely. And with how much the news does it, they do it all the time with the bad grammar and the weird sentences. It's most likely a robot writing this, and it just makes sense. But yeah, and that's it for today's video. This is gonna be a short one.
Oh yeah, so that's the other thing is that this thing made weird mistakes, but so do the news stories. Like the news stories make the same like
Yeah,
weird
grammatical errors.
and stuff.
Grammatical errors. Yep.
So until next time, remember to subscribe, comment down below.
Yeah, and there was see if there's another one.
That satanic video of Taylor Swift's classic.
The what?
The first video you had up there on your top page there. That's a classic.
Let me see. Oh, this one?
Yeah.
You know what's funny? The I think that the Zach video I did is here.
A lot of old videos on there. Yep.
Yeah, these are like old. Yeah, 4 years old. Just want to see if what the oldest AI ones were. Yeah, I think it's like around that time. But anyways, what I had found now was this wordsmith thing. Hold on, let me find it.
I was close. I'm looking at the Super Bowl thing, man. I was close on my score prediction.
Well, I mean, I was right. I had the 16 in the score. It was just it won by 16.
Yeah, I was kind of close. I said 24 to what did I say? 24 to 19. I thought it was gonna be 24-19. Because Seahawks.
Oh, looks like Zach's live.
Yeah, Zach's live right now talking about it.
Oh shit.
They're not breaking the games though. There's not 42 combined points. Washington's not the 42nd state in order to stay hood.
Here we go. So this is the software that they use to
Wordsmith by Automated Insights is
write
a natural language generation
news
technology
stories.
that allows users to produce human.
This,
Wordsmith by
oh right,
Automated
yeah. Look, this video's from 9 years ago, August 31st, 2016.
Insights is a natural language generation technology that allows users to produce human-sounding stories from data. Hundreds of customers, including Allstate, the Associated Press, and Yahoo, use Wordsmith.
So these are some of the customers: AP, BBC Worldwide, Yahoo, Orlando Magic. So all these news things, Sling Television. So AI generating TV stuff too.
I mean, Sling makes sense.
Yeah.
Even an insurance company somewhat makes sense because their commercials are trashed. Those are,
Oh my God! Yeah, I don't
glad to
even
know
get
there's not human.
Yeah, you're in good hands.
To generate more than 1.5 billion pieces of content per year.
1.5 what was that, million or billion?
Press and
Billion.
Yahoo use Wordsmith to generate more than 1.5 billion pieces of content per year, making the company
1.5
Well,
billion.
1.5 million would make sense.
That's basically like all the content, you know?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And this is back then in 2016, so like that internet theory was 100% real.
Come on, it's just gotten more advanced over time.
Yeah, it's only like people think that it's a new thing. It's not. Like it's old. It goes back way back like 10 years.
You got to show up to work with pictures of Spider-Man to get your work in the news nowadays.
And look, these are the examples of the stuff that it creates.
Yahoo used Wordsmith to generate more than 1.5 billion pieces.
Look at this. This is a fake. This is an AI story. Can you see it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see.
Pieces of content per year, making the company the largest NLG.
Look at this. These fakes, this sports crap. This is all AI generated. Kenny of Wins puts the highest score of the season. Destroying the Wedding is over 191.74 to 93.50. Kenny of Wins came into the matchup as an underdog with a projected spread of 20 to 48. These two teams are tied for a second place with 5-3 records, but it doesn't tell the whole story as Kenny of Wins has clear points lead 969 to 856, whatever.
Provider in the world.
It's like these are all
Sorry, man, but like people who do fantasy football, like what, like I've done it before. There is like a strategy fun thing to it, sort of. But if I was sitting there like pretending like Yahoo's writing a story about my victory, dude, it's just like, bro,
Should help alleviate many objections you may face on a daily basis. Things like executives want to report on the key takeaways from a dashboard. You will find multiple examples of live integrations between Wordsmith's API for natural language generation and Tableau's Get Data API that show you how written explanations can effectively pair with Tableau visualizations to provide a faster path to insights.
All right, so
Companies depend on Tableau's visualizations to understand their business. Some of the most important business decisions require.
Yeah, so this is just the same thing. But here's where
when they came out, makes the claim of
I believe that I think that this company was CIA funded.
Another example here on the AI side is this is the Mirai. I don't know if you.
Oh yeah, here we go. So this is how. So this is what I want to show. So this is how the software works. So look at. So you put in this thing's resolution's so bad. So you put in this table here, the data. So like here it says it's like a spreadsheet basically, like an Excel thing. So you basically give it an Excel of like company, Amazon.com, Q1 net income, $500 million, earnings per share, whatever, total revenue. So this is just like a data table, and then on the right it turns all that into an article. Amazon.com reported first quarter net income of $500 million after reporting a loss in the same period a year earlier. The Seattle-based company had a profit of $1 per share. The results exceeded Wall Street expectations. The average estimate of 14 analysts surveyed by Zacks Investment Research was for earnings of 61 cents per share. So like it turned out just this Excel sheet into an article. So it's like what they're doing with these articles is that they're just putting in an Excel sheet that has like the player name and then like, you know, their age and whatever, like all the numbers that they put in these stories, they just put it in a table and then the thing just turns it into a story. And then, you know, maybe a human person looks at it for and fixes it, and that's it. Like that was like I had mentioned this I think the other day on Zach's stream, and he said that he knew someone that he talked to someone who wrote like news articles, and that they said
I think he wrote for AP as well. That guy he talked to.
Yeah, he wrote for AP, which they use this software, and he said that they wouldn't write the articles. They would just like get the articles and they didn't know where they came from, and that they would just like edit them and fix them and stuff. So they were just AI generate. So it's like they were just AI generating these things and giving them to the editors to fix, and that's it. You know, and this has been going on forever. And all that they do is the way that they fake these stories, they just put basic details in a Excel spreadsheet and give it to the AI, and it just generates a story. You know, so how do they fake this? How do they fake these stories? Here it is. Like, this is how it is. It's literally just
And
a
all they
data
have to do,
table
and
with
all
an
they have to
AI
do,
generated picture of some fake person that doesn't exist, and then they give you some fake story.
I want to add on to your point. You know, all they really have to do, and if they want to execute that, like let's say it's like a Renee Good or whatever, all they gotta do is hire some actor, actress, or whatever, and just rehearse the script and rehearse it. That's all.
Yeah.
That's all they have to
Make
do.
her sign an NDA.
Yeah,
Boom.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if
That's all
they
they gotta
even
do.
do that at all, if they even show any person, so like a lot of times they'll just show a fake picture and there's no other proof that this person
Here's
exists.
another thing too. They kept showing all kinds of video angles of this woman supposedly getting shot and killed, supposedly, and it's like
Yeah,
one angle it's her backing out, and another angle it's her going forward. It doesn't even make any sense.
yep.
You know,
So let's talk a little.
AI has gotten pretty good at simulating motion. Of
Right.
course, it has its flaws and everything like that, but
Yeah,
in the
it's pretty
same,
good.
you know, they're the same way you could have a prompt like this, and then someone comes in and touches it up and fixes it. You can do the same thing with a video. There's video
Although a lot of
editors.
times
Right,
they
that
yeah,
way.
typically
exactly.
just use practical effects. They just use like dummies and stuff, like
Mhm.
cheap stuff.
That too. Mm-hmm.
That's like look at the Renee Good shooting. Like they're like that. Like ICE was kept all the paramedics away. They kept people from filming.
They
away.
kept the
It
authorities
was
away. Is what happened.
obvious.
Yeah.
It was obvious that there wasn't any person in that truck. It was
Yeah,
like
there wasn't because it's
remote
like
controlled
because
truck.
because in one part of the video, right? One part of the video you see like in one picture you see there's blood on the seat, and in another picture there's no blood on the seat. So it's like
Yeah, it's just they just put a dummy inside the car, and they were
Yeah.
these shoots there. Nobody was murdered. It was just a plastic.
It was
dummy.
kind
That
of
why
like
they
the
kept
cordoning
camera
off
people
of
away.
Ashley Babbitt too.
Yeah.
And then she's just sitting there like eyes open, breathing, and she's supposed to be dead.
Michael
and they're
Brown.
like,
Michael
Yeah,
Brown's
and then
another
like
example.
I
Plastic
think
dummy.
also with the Alex Preddy, didn't they like rush him into a van, and then that's always
Yeah, they rushed him into a van. They didn't put an
Unbar-
ambulance out. They rushed him into a van, into
They
a
don't
car.
let the
Kind of like
paramedics
with
get
Charlie
to
Kirk. With Charlie Kirk, the same thing. They rushed him into an SUV, not an ambulance.
Yep.
maybe ambulances are just like too cost ineffective, and now they're just like renting
and-
out Penske vans.
And the thing is that for an event that large, there would have to be an ambulance. Like at the
Yeah,
Charlie
you would
Kirk.
think there would be an ambulance, cops, FBI.
No, it's
you
literally
would think
legally
that.
required there.
Right.
Like you
Yeah.
have to have an ambulance. So the fact that they didn't have it, it's like
I mean, it just shows that it was a hoax. It's a hoax. Anybody out there saying, no, bro, Charlie Kirk was actually... No, he wasn't. There's no proof. No proof at all that he's killed. Okay? No proof at all. There's no blood. There was no crime scene tape. He was loading an SUV, not an ambulance.
Well, why would there be blood? He's made of absolutely steel. His spine is made of steel. It didn't even like pierce his spine, so there was no exit wound.
Yeah.
if they
Yeah,
shot him, they shot him
that
with like a
explanation-
9mm. That's what that looked
explanation
like, a
doesn't make any
9mm
sense.
wound.
You know what I mean? The explanation they were trying to give us, it didn't even make any sense.
Yeah, it's like a gun that literally goes through a tank, but it gets
Yeah.
stopped by the weakest bone in the human body.
Yeah, a tank, but not Charlie Kirk. Charlie Kirk is a little stronger than
Charlie
a tank.
Kirk
It's literally
It was all a
stronger than
miracle.
steel. Like
It was all a
like
miracle
that
for
bullet
Charlie
will go
Kirk.
through an inch of steel.
Yeah. Yeah, that was just mockery too. Man of Steel. There's probably something to the movie as well.
Of course, yeah. Zach's been exposing a bunch of like Superman parallels and stuff. By the way, he was streaming, I think yesterday, and he asked about the references between Donald Trump and Superman, and it's like as much as there is Batman. He has been compared to Superman. Just
I was gonna say
usually Lex
I
Luthor, but
yeah, I was gonna say I saw some stuff. I saw some like the government on their social media on Twitter, like
the White House Twitter. Yep.
Yeah, the White House Twitter was posting an AI thing of Trump as Superman.
Yep.
On and I don't remember what day it was. It was like on 5/8 or like something like that. Like they did
it
it by the
was
numbers.
last year.
I don't remember what the date was, but it was totally by the numbers.
We should look that up.
Let me look at. Let me try to look it up.
Either one of us. If you just type in Trump Superman, because I saw that when I did that.
Wasn't supposedly Tyler Robinson supposedly at Dairy Queen, and right behind it was the Man of Steel Superman thing as
Here
well?
it is.
Absolutely.
Yep.
July 10th, 2025.
That's the 191st day of the year. Society of Jesus.
Society of Jesus.
Truth, justice, and the American way. The symbol of hope. What should I just put this whole thing in there?
From this picture to Charlie Kirk.
What's Superman Trump? So, oh my God,
60. Charlie Kirk. Look at Charlie Kirk. Right out Charlie Kirk. Donald Trump 60, but Charlie Kirk. Look at that. 60, 75.
Oops.
Tyler Robinson 75.
I misspelled that.
Yeah, there it is. Oh yeah, Robinson alone's 106, and he's born on the 106th day of the year. And they synced up the Charlie Kirk thing with the 60th Super Bowl in 106th season.
113, like not true.
Scottish 113. 320 like Roman Catholic Church. Donald John Trump.
Yep. Yeah, this is my calculator also. So let me post it here in the chat. So if you guys want to use it, I'm gonna have to
it's kind of
change
like
this.
it's like Derek's old calculator. Yep.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to change it from truth does not exist to spam wave, but
So from that post to Charlie Kirk's assassination was 62 days later.
Mason.
oh wow.
Mason 62.
Yeah.
Is it a
Oh
span
look,
of
this has
40 days as well?
74,000 likes. Oh my God, look
Damn
at
to
this.
63.
74,000 likes, 33,000 retweets. Come on, dude. That's insane.
Yep, 74, 33 always coming together.
Dude, I mean, like, that's just like undeniable. They took this is, and then 11,000 bookmarks. Like, this is 100. This is probably gonna be 42,000.
I see the
Oh, look, they
kryptonite.
did it at 10:10 p.m.
I see the kryptonite thing at the bottom there. You know, speaking of
Look,
kryptonite,
it has 55.6 million views.
speaking of kryptonite, I see the kryptonite thing at the bottom there. We just had the death of the Three Doors Down singer.
Yep.
And what's funny, right, is the first time the Seahawks had their lime green jersey, they call it the Action Green jerseys. Action Green actually equals 60 in gematria. Like, this is the 60th Super Bowl. But if you could look at it, it actually came out. The first time they wore those jerseys was on September 27th, 2000. I think it was 2008, 2009. But either one of those dates, that's when it was. And that was his 31st birthday. And 31's the 11th prime. And here we are in the rematch Super Bowl 49, which is, again, 11 years ago. And they played the Chicago Bears. And again, Charlie Kirk died at age 31. He's from Chicago. We're in the time of the first Chicagoan Pope. That's also the day in history that judges are recognized by Rome as well. And we got the 31st Superior General as well on his birthday, on Charlie Kirk's birthday, 10/14. And, 10 and number 10 and number 14 facing off today in the Super Bowl. Yep, that's how it is. They rig it. They rig the sports, they rig the news, and they sync it all together.
Great.
But yeah, I mean, it's all rigged. And here's the how this is working in the field. We work, and so a little bit about an actual kind of case study about how this is working in the field. We work with the Associated Press. And to give you an example of what they were doing, they had, I don't know exactly how many investigative journalists, but they were writing earnings summaries for companies.
Zero.
So if Apple or Amazon or Google filed their earnings, they would have a reporter.
You know what's funny? Associated Press equals 56.
Read through it, look at background data on historical performance, and write a story as fast as they possibly could, because they needed to get those stories to the wire as quick as they could. The problem with that is you've got journalists who are not data experts, looking through data and doing data analysis. You have them writing the same type of story over and over again. And you have constraints in that they can only cover so many. So with the AP, I think they were covering 200 or 300 of them per quarter by hand. And it was taking a ton of time.
And so what we did for them is actually automate that expertise that those journalists had. And now we're producing 4,000 or 5,000, and we can produce more a quarter. So taking them from that hundreds to thousands. And right when the earnings comes out for a company, it goes directly to the wire, published instantaneously. The error rate's actually gone down, both grammatically and data-wise. And as you can see, TransCanada is a good-sized company, but it would never have been covered before. This is a story that just would not have existed, because the AP could not afford to have that many humans writing that content financially. But they've got syndicate partners around the world that are interested in news on the local public company, but they're not covering it. So NLG gives them the ability to essentially publish that story, have it sound exactly like they want their reporters to sound, and to be published within
This
seconds.
shit is just dystopian. Why I say that is because like the word associated in reference.
And it's from eight years. It's from 2018 January.
Jeez.
This is from like.
So the word associated of a company connected or amalgamated with another company or companies, and he's referring to Associated Press. Press obviously meaning the like news source for the people.
And
guys, this is corporate bullshit.
They're the largest news agency. Like,
and that's by volume, but it's not by real news.
They all get it from AP. They all just copy AP like word for word. So they're like copy and pasting these AI generated.
They're like the dictionary of the news, and everybody has to go through them. They're the standard.
Yep.
It's like the heliocentric model of the news.
Yeah, they probably just through like an RSS feed or something. They just repost the same article from AP, like CNN and Fox and all those places.
Errors dropping and the coverage including. I think they were able to take their investigative journalists they had writing those stories and focus them on other uniquely human articles.
From May 22nd, 2017.
And to provide, they're now providing, thousands of more stories to their syndicate partners on kind of public companies that those syndicate partners wanted coverage of. So as soon as that
probably
went out,
in the banking district of London.
Stories about AI taking their jobs, usually the thrust of stories about AI. But the real trend line is actually here. I think to wrap everything back together on kind of AI versus rules driven and how they interact and where NLG is headed, generalizable NLG as I think we all want it to be is very hard. Writing is a creative process. There's infinite possibilities.
NLG is natural language generation, so that's what they called it back then. It wasn't called LLMs or AI. They would use that word NLG.
With it, we all write in different ways. You need to be able to understand the topic and have expertise in the topic, but you also have to be able to communicate that in an effective way that people want to read and people want to read over time. And it's hard to train a system to do that when there's not training sets available for it. So you can utilize that rules-based approach to build those.
You know what's so funny? Because like what he's talking about is training these NLGs to be able to write. What's so funny is nowadays people use things like Alexa to read these NLGs. So it's like they also trained the readers that are now AI to be able to read them to you. So you're not even sitting there reading with your eyes. You're just freaking listening.
Yeah.
For all we know, the major thing that's going to hit us is going to be something that like knocks out our in our eardrums. Then we're really fucked because we don't know what we're seeing, we don't know what we're tasting, we don't know what we're touching when it's right in front of us. All we ever do is listen to things and go by what we hear. Once they take our hearing away from us, we're fucked.
Yeah.
In 2017. And where it is today, even after 10 years of working with this, I think it's come a long way. We started in 2007. We launched our SaaS-based platform. We were doing everything in-house up until 2016. And the stuff that people are actually creating, like early in the beta of our new SaaS platform, we had a user trying to automate actual music, not like lyrics, but actual music using words to drive the key. So,
and guess what? I said that shit years ago too, like back in like 2019 or something. I was like, I heard some song on the radio. I was like, this shit seems like AI generated. Like, this is just too perfect. Like, I feel like an AI like chose the beat and did all the stuff. Like, it used like FL Studios or whatever an actual person would use, and it just generates the beat. Like, it just felt like it's just, and the vocals also kind of seem like they were weird too.
Sebastian, you listen to enough music, you realize that music is on a loop. They just do the same things over and over and over again.
Frequency.
Yeah, very true. Especially with, have you gone down the rabbit hole of frequency, Sebastian?
I don't think so. No.
Yeah,
Like the
432 hertz.
Mhm.
That type of stuff. 440.
Oh,
We're gonna get brown noised one day, and we're all just gonna shit our pants.
like binaural beats.
What was that?
Binaural beats.
That's probably what they're referred to as, but
yeah, that's what it's referred to as. But yeah, when we talk about like music, like the genre, like when we say genre, like when they tune the music. So let's say you're listening to drill music, which it's kind of demonic music. If we're gonna be honest, drill music, it's talking about killing other people. But some of these drill songs, they're at 440 hertz.
it inspires a specific behavior that's been trained in people, like war drums. There's a reason why they beat the war drums for hours and hours and hours before war. It is to inspire a certain, your heartbeat will sync up to it and your adrenaline flow will sync up to it.
Yeah, it's like if you're listening to let's say you're listening to NWA or Dr. Dre, right? And you're listening at a certain frequency, you're listening to the lyrics of those songs, that's gonna inspire you to go out and do something. That's gonna get your adrenaline all the way up. You know what I mean? Your cortisone all the way up.
Yeah, those are some classic songs.
Yeah, no, you know what? And what's crazy is Ice Cube has actually been on record coming out and saying that the CIA, funny because he started out his group, it wasn't NWA, it was actually called the CIA.
Yep.
But the CIA actually, came to him and said, hey, can you make music that's going to influence the youth?
Yep.
And, what came after that was Fuck the Police. Again, classic song, but.
Which is hilarious because he plays the police in his movies and stuff like that.
It's just like Ice-T.
Police chief.
Ice-T as well. Ice-T, he was big on,
Law and Order.
Fuck the police and all this type of stuff. And all of a sudden, years later, he's, Law and Order.
Yeah, ask any white person what Ice-T did, and they'll be like, "Oh, he's on Law and Order."
Yeah,
don't even say anything.
Like, he was a rapper before that.
Mm-hmm.
Just like, well, I don't know. You know what? And I was thinking about it because I was watching Key and Peele earlier. I was like, Key and Peele. I mean, speaking of people doing shaming rituals, Key and Peele has done a lot of shaming rituals.
Of course.
They've dressed up as women before on their skits.
Yeah, they do all the time, honestly.
Mm-hmm. So. And I do think they watch Zach. I do think that's, him is directed by one of the Peels, I believe.
Yep,
and
Jordan
I think that was
Peele.
inspired from Zach's videos. Zach's always talking about how, these people are getting sacrificed and there's sacrifice that comes with these, born and bred actors, if you will. And, long after, you get this movie, him.
Yeah, from reading the Epstein files, I definitely think that they watch Zach. Well, actually, no, we know because they made movies with when they put Zach's rhetoric in, like Eddington.
Eddington, yeah, you just watch Eddington. I recently watched it. You know what? I just watched the full movie. It's because I just got so pissed off. Just because just watching it, it's just like when the sheep are like, "Put on your mask." It's like. That's how these fucking idiots were acting. Like, put on your mask, bro.
I remember that. Yeah.
It's just like I just couldn't. I was just like, oh.
And of course, they use Marlon Wayans for him, and he's worn a dress in almost everything he's ever done.
Martin Lawrence,
crazy.
Martin Lawrence, another one. He plays Shanae in Martin.
Mm-hmm. There you go.
And by the way, Shanae equals 42, like Martin. Like he stays in apartment 42. I don't think that was Martin's idea.
There's the whole wearing the dress theory, and I think that is like a subtle nod to what they really truly have to do in a back room at a party somewhere.
Well, actually, there's what happens at Epstein Island. So someone will put on a mask, like a bullhead mask, and when that happens, the guy who wears the bullhead mask is they're basically like an animal, like they can. You know, they if they want to have sex with you, whoever you are, you have to suck their dick or you have to do whatever they say. They get to eat whatever food that they want. They just act like animals around the island, and everybody has to do what they want, and only one person wears that mask. So yeah, and yeah,
kind of like the Island movie that just came out with the guy from Magic Mike and like 21 Jump Street. Speaking of Ice Cube being a cop from 21 Jump Street, he was a police chief in that movie.
Yeah.
But
Another movie. There was another movie he came out into, or was it just 21 Jump Street?
well, there was two of them, so he's probably a cop in both of them.
Yeah, I think in 22 Jump Street, he's also a cop too in that.
Yep.
Yep. Ice Cube also equals 42 as well. By the way, Ice Cube 42 and 30. And who wants to be called Ice Cube? I mean, do you think Ice Cube even picked that name? I don't think Ice Cube picked that name. Who the hell wants to be called Ice Cube?
It requires like explaining. Your name shouldn't require explaining. You should just should be just like a hard name if you're they're gangsters. Ice Cube.
Yeah, Ice T. I mean, come on, man, Ice T. I'm sorry, but that sounds
Jerry Rice.
Jerry Rice, yeah. Jerry Rice used to do a lot of commercials as well. Jerry Rice.
Oh yeah, he's a San Francisco treat.
Mm-hmm.
The very early stages of the possibilities for natural language generation. Right now, it's kind of doing a couple things. It's helping scale existing articles, like in the AP sense. It's helping personalize content to each individual employee, like in the BI case, or to a customer, like in the Activision case. And it's primarily focused in data-intensive industries. But I think as we get more and more structured data and ways to collect that data, we're going to be able to communicate more qualitatively and in non-traditional data-driven fields like financial services, BI, e-commerce, and real estate, and those types of things. So
wait, what was he saying there about the customer-driven when it comes to Activision? What? So, like, if you're calling Activision for a problem, you're talking to AI. Is that all I was saying? Okay.
Yeah.
What's happening with NLG today? So we hear a lot about AI chatbots. We talked about Microsoft's Tay and those types of things. I think where NLG can come in is to help personalize content, to provide some context so you actually feel like you're talking to a person. This one, we actually, AccuWeather has a publicly available API, so we quickly synced up with it. And the wordsmith API.
Let me stop him right there again. Why do we need to feel like we're talking to a person? Why isn't it just clearly an AI robot? Why do we have to anthropomorphize every single thing? Like, that's the dystopian future we're headed towards. Why do the robots have to be humanoid?
Exactly.
It's because the script has been written. That's why all the old movies are about humanoid robots, and we're just going to fulfill that cycle. Yes,
Terminator is one of them. Yep,
exactly.
You know what? Hold on. Speaking of Terminator, right? I want people to look this up, man. Arnold Schwarzenegger. He was the 38th governor of California at one time. Just a total joke. Remember years ago he came out and said, "Fuck your freedom" during COVID. He said, "Fuck your freedom." That's what he said.
Meanwhile, it goes on to The View and says freedom is the best part about America.
Yeah. Just total jokes right there. Yeah. Fuck your freedom. But anyway, this dude again, he was the 38th governor.
He put the dress on.
Huh?
He put the dress on and played a woman in that and got pregnant. So.
Yep. But and that's all part of the ritual, isn't it? I mean, that's all part of the shaming ritual. But just think about it. He was the 38th governor of California. He gets the total recall election back in 2003. He gets the total recall election after he came out in the movie Total Recall, and he was elected on the 70th day of his age when total recall equals 70 and 38. Come on, man.
My favorite lines of Arnold's. Yeah, I think it's from Commando. I'm pretty sure. But it's just like he impales this guy. He's fighting this guy, and he impales him on like a hot pipe that has like steam coming out of it. And he's like, "Let off some steam, Bandit." He's saying that shit all the time, dude.
I've read CIA documents that I don't know. I haven't been able to find them again. I'm sure I'll find them eventually. But
and Arnold Schwarzenegger was another actor too, just like Jesse Ventura, like Donald Trump.
His whole beginning story is staged completely.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Military as well.
Oh yeah, that's right. He does come from a military background. That's right. I believe his father was in the military, right?
Yeah, and he would have to go with him to the forts and things of that nature, and that's like where he started his workout because he didn't want to be in the military, but so he started working out in the military, and eventually that translated when he finally came to America.
You could tell Arnie was on some steroids too.
Of course,
you could tell Arnie was on steroids. Come on, man.
Have you seen The Rock?
Oh, I've seen.
Have you seen his pebble phase? He's a little tiny man now. It's so
them
good.
Steroids, man. I'm telling you.
Mm-hmm.
They're Roy junkies, man. I'm telling you, Roy, they're a bunch of Roy junkies.
But yeah, I was saying, so in the 80s, I had seen some CIA documents that they had some AI chatbots that only the CIA had access to. So it was like a workstation supercomputer that they could talk to it and ask it questions about like different things, and it would answer them like as if it was a person. There's also this thing called ELIZA, and this is from 1967, a natural computer processing computer program developed from 1964 to 67, created to explore communication between humans and machines. ELIZA simulated conversation by using a pattern matching and substitution methodology that gave users an illusion of understanding on the part of the program. So this is that one of the chat logs. So
The meaning of Eliza is pledged to God.
Wow.
what does it say that?
I just looked it up. I like looking up etymology of names. That's all.
You know what's funny? Eliza equals God in gematria, literally. 26.
There you go.
26. Here we
Yeah,
are in 2026. You're getting the Epstein files in 2026.
Initial release 60 years ago, 1966.
Well, Donald Trump, right? Donald Trump 60.
So this is Eliza, is something troubling you? Men are all alike. Eliza, what is the connection, do you suppose? They're always bugging us about something or another. Eliza, can you think of a specific example? Well, my boyfriend made me come here. Eliza, is it important to you that your boyfriend made you come here? He says I'm depressed much of the time. Eliza, I'm sorry to hear that you are depressed. It's true, I'm unhappy. Eliza, can you explain what made you unhappy? So this is what it's saying to. So this is almost like, so you know what's funny? Oh, I remember doing this. I think I'll do it again because I think that it got that had gotten deleted, but I could ask ChatGPT, like I could ask it these questions. So this prompt is Eliza is a mock Rogerian psychotherapist. So I had remember I did this and I asked it the same questions, and ChatGPT basically gave almost the same answers when I asked it. So I say, can so I could ask it the same questions from the chat log. So I'm gonna say the same things that she said, and we'll see. We can compare the prompts.
Who created Eliza? Do you? I'll just look it up.
Joseph Weizenbaum.
Oh,
Joseph Weizenbaum.
So he has some Hebrew knowledge there, and he names it "Cry out to my God." Well, that's like the Hebrew sentence that Eliza forms. But yeah, God. What was it? The first thing I said? Oath of pledge to God. So yeah, they're. How long ago was this? And they're calling AI robots God already. And you know, they've always talked about like the frontier of like AI and machine learning as being like the Pandora's box door that, like, you know, once you open it, you can only hope to go with it. You can't contain it, you know, type of thing.
Okay, so I just asked it. So I told it men are all alike. So the same, doing the same prompt. So Eliza said, "What is the connection, do you suppose?" And then ChatGPT says, "Who hurt you or disappointed you most recently? Was it a pattern, the same thing over and over with different guys?" I'm gonna say they're all so it's like basically the same question. I'm gonna say they're always bugging us about something or another. Actually, hold on. Let me use my phone. I can just speak into my computer to get it to write. This will just be faster. All right. What was the prompt again? They're always bugging us about They're always bugging us about something or another. They're always bugging us about something or another.
Man, they had that rhetoric going back all that time ago. They were still complaining. It's the same complaints right now.
When it happens, do you feel more annoyed, unsafe, or tired of being watched? Where does it happen? School, online, public place? And Eliza says, "Can you think of a specific example?" So it's both saying the same. They both saying the same question.
It's more sophisticated, different prompts. Yeah.
It's a little bit more. I mean, yeah, it's more sophisticated, obviously, but like it's like so crazy how it's like the same. It's basically like asking the same questions, and like this is 60 years ago, you know, and they were able to do like something somewhat like pretty similar. So I'll say, well, my boyfriend made okay. Well, my boyfriend made me come here.
I'm about to clip that. I'm just kidding.
Okay, let me see what this said. And so Eliza said, "Is it important to you that your boyfriend made you come here?" And this thing is saying, so it wasn't your idea to talk; it was something he wanted. That alone can bring about feeling pressure, resentment, or even why am I the problem? Did it feel like a suggestion? Did what he thinks is wrong with you? Is it more vague? You need help, or you're too angry? And one more thing, when you said all men are alike earlier, did something specific happen with him that tipped things over? And I'll say he says I'm depressed much of the time. Okay. He says I'm depressed much of the time. Okay, so Eliza said, Eliza, I'm sorry to hear that you're depressed. So this thing says, thank you for saying that. Hearing you're depressed from someone close to you can land pretty heavy. Let's slow this down. So this is take your time answering. There's no rush here. I'm listening. This shit is like so similar to the 1960s one. It's so crazy, right?
It's literally just, yeah, the prompts really haven't changed much. The input might change a little bit, but it's all just indexed into certain prompt for certain prompts. Yeah.
And yeah, it's asking the same thing. Do you feel numb or you feel over? So like, are you depressed? So I'm gonna say just like it's true. I am unhappy. And then Eliza said, "Can you explain what made you unhappy?" I'm really glad to hear you say that out loud. Saying I am unhappy takes honestly, especially when part of you might feel pressure to explain it away or minimize it. When you say you are unhappy, let's start with your experience for a moment, not labels. When you say you're unhappy, which of these feels closeted? Is it something else? Do you feel unhappy everywhere or mostly around certain people or situations? So this is like, yeah. So it's like the same thing. Like it's asking what made you feel unhappy. Like it's just more verbose and it's a lot more advanced. But it's crazy how similar. Like they're both literally saying so far they've both said the same thing, you know. Just ChatGPT's just been a lot more verbose. Like that's and it's like more sophisticated. But yeah, it's crazy how long they've had this technology. And like this was in 1966, so like imagine what they had in 1986 when they had access to like more data and programs and stuff that they could train on, you know, probably like e-books or whatever. So yeah, that's pretty crazy how long they've had this. And there's also I wanted to talk about a company. I have this stuff on my Twitter. Yeah, here we go. So narrative science. So this is
Let me butt in just real quick. Do you know that one of the first potential to market human AI robots named Eliza?
that what?
It's called Eliza OS. It's going to be gaining a robotic body.
Oh yeah,
This
no, I
started
haven't
just
heard about
last year, and it just looks like a anime girl. Eliza is designed as a real girl with emotional intelligence, offering human-like companionship. She's more than code and data. Eliza has her own thoughts, feelings, and experiences. It's called Eliza Wakes Up. So they continued this thing. These are. It's so funny. We talk about this all the time on the podcast. These like things that precede the main objective, that they always set these things up. It's, predictive programming, whatever you want to call it. But
Yep.
kind of looks like Tifa a little bit from Final Fantasy. Somebody's Final Fantasy right there is this girl bot.
In June 2014, the Associated Press announced it would use automation technology from Automated Insights to produce most of its U.S. corporate earnings stories. AP said automation would boost its output of quarterly earnings nearly 15-fold. The Daily Show with Trevor Noah aired a segment on the use of AP's use of automation on October 7th, 2015. Automated Insights generated personalized recaps and previews for Yahoo Sports Fantasy Football.
I would hope Trevor Noah's monologues are AI written, because he fucking sucks.
Yeah, he's fucking corny. That guy's corny.
That'd be his one out, is to say, I didn't even write that shit. My bad.
I remember making fun of him like back then and back in the day in 2020 when I had started my channel. Like I was like, only dumb people watch this guy. Like this is
he's
even before he was political, he was just cringe and corny. Like you said,
I'd rather watch Jon Stewart, and that's saying something. I mean, that's saying something. I'd rather watch Jon Stewart than Trevor. I mean, come on. I'd rather watch Stephen Colbert than watch fucking sit through watching Trevor.
Yeah, give me a late night. Give me a late night white Jew over him any day. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. I mean, and then that tells you a lot. That speaks volumes, because I think Stephen Colbert is very corny too. So.
Oh my gosh! I mean, really, the late night format is corny. I think the last person that was even like relatively decent was Conan, and that was. Even then, it was just it wasn't him.
I was just
gonna say it wasn't really him. It was just like his format was more funny. I think he had
the only late night person that I like is Eric Andre. That's it.
Yeah, Adult Swim. There you go.
Yeah, he's really that show's hilarious.
Yeah, they just some good stuff. It's so funny how they leaned into that like Borat kind of comedy, that like live, or I should say Ollie G kind of comedy, because I guess that was what he did before.
Yeah,
but
even Borat. I mean, even Borat too.
Yeah, that's probably
part of it too. That's probably part of it too.
Interesting.
But this collaborations as of June 2017, Automated Insights collaborations and integrations include Amazon Alexa, Tableau, TIBCO, Spotfire, MicroStrategy, Zapier, Microsoft Excel, and Google Sheets.
Not Google Sheets. No. The last vestige of reality was Google Sheets. Now they took it from me. This is going to be my villain arc.
So this company, Narrative Science. So this is their competitor. And they were funded.
Just talk about the name. That's just a slap in the face.
Yeah, Narrative Science. Yeah.
Yeah, and they were founded in January 2010. They were fun. They started NLG, the natural language generation, which is exactly what they were talking about here. Available, but oops.
The idea is that when you apply tone, like, should I wear?
Yeah, here we go.
I think to wrap everything.
Yeah, NLG, like that's. So this is a company that did it. It's literally a CIA company. So right here, it has it right here. Narrative Science has several investors, including SAP Ventures and InQtel, the investment arm of the Central Intelligence Agency. In 2014, the Chicago company raised another $10 million, led by customer USAA, for a total of $32 million raised since the company's inception. So yeah, this is, and let's see what they said. The company received some early criticism from journalists speculating that Narrative Science was attempting to eliminate the jobs of writers, particularly in sports and finance. Critics also argue that biases and assumptions in original data sets can lead to reinforcement bias in the stories generated by natural language processors, such as Narrative Science. A CBS article compared artificially generated journalism in the financial sector to a property market bubble, as it leads to everyone making investments. The articles claim that computer generated narratives have the potential to amplify biases and assumptions, but at far greater speeds and on a wider scale than anything written by humans. An article from Columbia also recognized the limitations of robo-journalism software, as it can't assess the damage on the ground, can't interview experts, and can't discern the relative newsworthiness of various aspects. So
You want to know
yeah.
the true joke about that? Is that Columbia article was written by AI. It's criticizing itself.
So this is apparently the company that they work for. That their technologies in. So I guess this stuff.
Obviously sounds like tabloid.
Yeah.
TMZ type stuff. I'm pretty sure TMZ has AI writing these shit.
Completely
So this is a department. This is a Department of Energy Defense program. So this is how they started. So this is another CIA. So this is another government. More government programs, AI. Oh, look at this. Salesforce was founded on March 8th, 1999 by former Oracle executive Mark Bent. So another guy connected to Oracle. Two of Salesforce earliest investors were Larry Ellison. So literally Larry Ellison founded this. So this is it's like the same people coming up again and again,
Right.
Services, artificial intelligence, launched Dreamforce. Salesforce Einstein was the company's first artificial intelligence product. In March 2023, Salesforce announced ChatGPT integration. That's a lot newer.
I do want to just caution people to not I'm not saying that you are, but just when you do hear these names over and over again. Of course, we've talked about some of the biggest names. We've mentioned Rothschild, Rockefeller, Epstein, now Larry Ellison, and get into Bill Gates and all these characters. Just keep in mind that when we're living the history right now. When these books are written about what was going on in the 2000s, this is what it's going to talk about. These are the characters that are going to make up the most of the narratives of these books. And it's because we've kind of given them this larger than life what's the word? Just footprint on history. And that's how the history books are written. Famous or infamous, it doesn't matter. They overtake the history books. Look in the history books. You think George Washington was the only guy that lived back then? And you go read the history, there's not many other people that lived back in America back then, because all the books are written about George Washington, the same old people. And this is how they control these narratives, especially narratives. This is their narrative science at work. As much as we talk about these figurehead people, it takes a network to do this kind of stuff. So
you see how the network is. It's just the same people that running stuff.
So tableau means a group of models or motionless figures representing a scene from a story or from history. I'm sure there's some sort of symbology there.
Yeah. So look at this. So look, this is a Sandy Hook image put into an AI detector.
Is that with Robbie Parker?
Yep.
Never forget Robbie Parker was on TV acting
This
his
is
ass
the
off on
original
TV.
image. Does this look like a real image?
Looks like AI to me.
Yeah, it looks like this person does not exist. And look at the little girl.
Of course, that's what I noticed first was the little, they call it the hang loose sign, but yeah, it's obviously throwing up the horns.
But that's not even possible for you can't even your
Her hands backwards.
Yeah, like that's AI. Like, you know how AI fucks up the hands, and look at this hand. Look, it's like a
Claw.
claw. Like, what even is this? Like, this is, and then look, there's like a finger here. Like, what the heck is, like, this is like totally wrong. And it's funny how nobody even noticed that.
Oh wow.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
it's just totally fake.
Yeah, there's all kinds of discrepancies in that picture.
I mean, just the backdrop is completely like uncanny as well. It just like doesn't even match. It doesn't even like have shadows or anything.
Like, only 3 fingers and stuff. Like, what? Like, look, his hands like cut off here.
Talk about mockery, man. Talk about mockery.
Like, yeah, this is just weird. And then this is supposedly the girl. Like, this doesn't look real.
This is
It's
all.
like
This is
does
going
not
right back to what I was saying early on. That but which, by the way, the little white blonde girl, that's in our subconscious. That triggers an emotional response.
Yeah,
in white people,
just like you know, what's her name? We were just talking about her, Gabby Petito.
Yeah, that was the exact that was that subconscious thing. Oh, you know, it triggers your like hero complex or your like savior complex.
And that was right.
And in women,
that was around the same time of the Afghanistan government falling on the Jesuit Order's birthday, the 487th birthday, 93rd prime, when Afghanistan is a plus 93 dialing code. People forgot about that.
don't leave your dogs with this guy.
As narrative science is trying to create software that will allow
She had some meat on her back then. What the hell?
write articles
What?
I said she had some meat on her back then. What the hell? She's bone thin now.
without using humans.
Oh, great, because we need to destroy a couple more jobs in the country.
So this is an example of artificial intelligence that's actually working. And there are actually 10 different news agencies that are using this right now. However, the company is not disclosing that information. We don't know who they are.
Including the Young Turks.
Software has been used to write sports articles. And what's amazing about it is how not only accurate it is, but how stylistically correct it is, how it even seems to have personality. Whereas, you know, usually you hear about artificial intelligence and it sounds like this. You know, you think of something very plain, very dull, but there's actually flair in these articles.
You bitch.
So they design a program.
Yeah, your whole act.
Yeah, like this is from 14 years ago, September 15th, 2011.
Steelers played, Cowboys won 44-10. It says, you know, surprisingly, the Cowboys floundered in the first half.
Let me give you an example. I think this is amazing. Okay, I couldn't write something this good, mostly because I don't write sports, right? But it's just really good. Wisconsin appears to be in the driver's seat.
Overbearing bitch.
Wisconsin needs 44.
After the third quarter, Wisconsin added to its lead when Russell Wilson found Jacob Pedersen for an 8-yard touchdown to make the score 44-3.
Right, and that sounds
44-3. Yeah.
You got to bring up Russell Wilson back at
huh?
Wisconsin.
47, huh? 47 points.
Mm-hmm.
47 points.
Goes to Seattle on the 47 parallel.
Yes, sir. And the first NFL season was in the 47th season.
By the way, the program was writing at the end of the third quarter, so that's why you see the game in action in that thing. Okay, so they've just refined the program. This is actually a terrible idea, because if you think that they're going to just keep it to sports reporting, you're wrong. They're going to bring it to other forms of reporting. They will definitely bring it to political reporting. And
They have, and they are.
Mass shooting reporting.
How much different
Hello,
is
Sandy
it
Hook.
Mm-hmm.
than the current political?
Which happened like 3 years, the
A
year
before.
after.
It was a year after that.
Maybe he was reading an AI prompt when he said he doesn't think it's wrong to have sex with dogs. It's probably just an AI writing that.
See how much different it is in the current political reporting, right? Where they will say, Democrats said this, the Republicans said that, and then a filibuster's coming, et cetera. They're just going to fill in the blanks, right? And they're going to have a program that seems to more animated in the way that it describes those events. But right now, it's not like we have reporters who say, wait a minute, now the Republicans are filibustering, but they said the filibusters were extraordinary just a couple of years ago, right?
My mom loves these fucking losers. This is for you, Mama.
Said that we will just repeat the talking points and let
I
you
haven't watched the Young Turks in years. I stopped watching them a long time ago.
I tried. I put my I did my 2 cents to try to get my mama to
stop watching it. I mean,
realize some of this stuff.
My mom the same way. I mean, she I've been trying to get her on board with Gematria for 6 years. She can't even get on board with it. What do you mean they're using numbers?
Yep.
It's like, Mom, wake the fuck up, Mom. Yes, they're using numbers. They're coronavirus is a good example of that too.
Oh right, yeah. There's actually, you know what? I gotta show that.
Media already does in terms of their people reporting, but this is so much cheaper. It's only $10 per article. Think about how much money these news companies are going to save. So yeah, if you are currently in print journalism, say bye-bye.
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 Oh, wow. Now I see why my mama likes
this.
this.
The whole robotic thing of bye-bye. Come on, man. Proving the Illuminati is real. Oh, my God. Breaking the Super Bowl script. I was going to go on there, but
Oh, Zach's not live anymore.
On camera.
I guess not.
We should have
on camera.
Here, look, I wanted to show this.
But the message was clear for those who were paying attention.
I have a little something. It's a little
I remember seeing this. Yeah, it's about Gematria. Yeah.
Some of the rabbis in Israel.
Jewish rabbis.
Thankful for what you do. If you take your name, Donald Trump, and then Israel, it adds up to 424. It's something that is very unbelievable. What does that mean?
Oh, come on, Trump. You don't act like you don't know what that means.
Yeah, it's like not good. Like best is like miracle. Why 424? It's like name of Messiah. You know? That's his name, Messiah. The Messiah comes out to 424. No, it's not the number. It's exactly the number. Your name, the numbers, it adds up to his name. Messiah is the person that's come to save the whole world. So it's like you're the savior of being there. That's for you. It's amazing. We just thought that we're like, wow. It's amazing. It can't hurt.
It sounds like a street salesman.
Yeah.
Jared, he'll explain.
Jared Kushner 134, Make America Great Again 134, House of Cards 134.
MAGA is using an ancient language to predict the future. Is that what you got from that?
Yeah.
I mean, it's not really. Everybody has to have their own angles, and they have to muddle the pool. Why is that? Like, I know why, but like, damn, what a crazy clickbait headline.
That's from that video is actually from 2017, isn't it? Like the first time Trump took office. Yeah, you don't think Trump? And here's the thing I want to add on to that: you don't think Trump knows about Gematria? Trump knows about Gematria. That's why he had a Kabbalah teacher, and that's why he installed 88-foot flagpoles at the White House because Trump equals 88. Come on.
Yeah, he exactly. He literally had a Kabbalah teacher.
He had a Kabbalah teacher. He spoke about it in his book.
Probably AI wrote that book.
I wouldn't be surprised. Robert Kraft, the Patriots owner.
Mr. Mac and Cheese.
Yep. Mayo.
Yeah, why don't we close out with a little bit more of these emails? Let's find some juicy ones for the
let's find some. Yeah.
Yeah, there was one I wanted to share. It was from 2017. It was about something about robots. Oops. Maybe it was I'll
Rich,
show.
did you see Lady Gaga was the surprise poll from Bad Bunny?
No, I didn't.
I didn't see that. I didn't even watch the halftime performance. I did see that somebody mentioned that Bad Bunny, he was performing there, and something about like the lights. They were showing something about lights going out, like the power going out, and I think that's interesting because
blackout.
Yeah, blackout. And then you know what? I'd say watch out for. They had Ricky Martin there as well. Ricky Martin equals 60th Super Bowl. You know, I'd say to watch out for. I'd say California better watch out. I'd say the Bay Area needs to watch out because they've been doing a lot of predictive programming, especially for California, and you know how big California is. I mean, they a couple years ago it was Texas. What makes you think they're not going to hit California as big as California is? I mean, these people got big plans, and for all the idiots out there, man, why would they sync up a sports game with the world events? Look at the 2022 Ukrainian war, Russia-Ukraine war. You literally had the LA Rams, the same color, the same team color as the Ukrainian flag, as Sean McVay's wives from Ukraine, and then literally after that, you get the war in Ukraine and Russia. I mean, seriously. Yep. I mean, they just sync it up all together all the time. I mean, all the fucking time.
Yeah, and like this is these are pictures of Epstein with actual kids. And you know what's funny is that like this picture is actually fake. This is AI generated, and people are like debunking that. Oh, he wasn't with kids because the pictures are AI generated. So like this is like a picture that's generated by the CIA, to try to discredit. Like you can see, it's clearly an edit of that picture, and yeah, it's like. The other thing I wanted to show was there was some other was it this one? Oh yeah, look at this. Apparently Epstein was working on making Alzheimer's and type 3 diabetes a weaponized germ to kill millions of people. They focused in on the vagus nerve that can access the brain, and they may have done it. Major U.S. medical schools knew this and supported him. Infectious theory of Alzheimer's disease draws fresh interest. Some researchers are now asking if germs play a role in Alzheimer's. And here they're talking about its links to the vagus nerve and stuff. Also, look at this. Jeffrey Epstein's assistant bought a single unlabeled $8,453 item from Wayfair. So people were saying this is it's a conspiracy theory that they're selling kids on there, because there was on Wayfair what was happening was
I remember that story. Yeah,
kids
human
kids
trafficking
were going
through
missing.
Wayfair. Yeah.
Yeah, kids were going missing, and then on Wayfair there would be like a $30,000 item with the name of the kid that just went missing.
And now you got child star Kelly Clarkson, who is who was found on American Idol, which are honeypots for getting kids to go, usually potentially parentless, to these large tryouts, just like the same thing as like modeling. Yep, same thing as like modeling competitions, or these are all obviously honeypots for kids and everything. But yeah, you got Kelly Clarkson as the face of Wayfair now, and they're like trying to rebrand it as some just like chic furniture place. Can't beat the price. It's just like they're just throwing this shit right in your face.
Yeah, look at these. So these are all the kids that went missing, and then there's a $12,000 shelf with the same name as Amabel, and then all of these are a $9,000 pillow with the same name of a girl that just went missing.
Yeah, I remember a YouTuber talked about that. Some Ordinary Gamers talked about that a while back. I remember him talking about it.
Oh, also look at this. Some pieces of the Kaaba, which is like this holy thing in Islam, they Jeffrey Epstein bought it and just used it as a carpet in his home, which is like blasphemy for Islam. Like just for fun, they did that because all these fake religions. Also, oh look at this. I had said this like years ago, and people were like, "Oh, that's not true. That's crazy." I said that Biden was in a mask. So this is in one of the emails. They said, "Hint: Biden is not your current president. The mask malfunctions on Biden are getting worse each day on purpose. This will end badly for Redacted, who is posing with a fucking clone on Facebook. The dude playing Biden ain't Biden. Real Biden was an evil, sick, angry man who abused children, including his own children."
Why are they spelling it Biden?
Yeah, Biden. Yeah.
Just AI?
I don't think so. That's an actor with a fucking mask. We've been over this 1,000 times. It's never gonna change. Biden is shot. 2019 firing squad. But look at these videos. I remember these videos from back in the day. Look at that. You can see the mask like flapping off of his face. There's more.
You don't have to sell me on masks. I'm well aware that masks exist.
Yeah.
Yeah, like look at how Biden used to look 10 years ago and then how he looks like when he was president. Like this is a totally different guy. Also, they're both like one guy's right-handed and the other isn't.
3 different times.
Yeah, because like,
and if you're gonna say text to speech, then why did it spell it correctly the first 2 times?
And look at the eyes; they're a totally different color. He just looks totally different, and his earlobes are different, which that's not like people don't get surgeries for that. Right? Look at this; like this is just. And there's other videos of like of him with there's videos of him with of a body double like coming out of a debate, and it was like he didn't have bodyguards or something, and the guy wouldn't talk, and it was like obviously the guy that just came out. And also look, this was another email that Epstein said. He said about Russian girls. He said, on my island in the Caribbean with an aquarium full of girls. As to a Russian, I guess some might refer to them as white sharks. I like white sharks. No, some are shrimp. You throw away the head and keep the body. Also, this was the email that Trump had sent or this letter that Trump sent to Epstein, which is like obviously this is an underage girl. The drawing. And then there
I like how his autograph was like the pubes.
Yeah, like and then they were saying that like, oh, the president can't draw, like it's bullshit. And also look at this. Epstein was collaborating with the Bitcoin developer. And so they so he like basically seeded, which is like Zach's been saying for years, that Bitcoin's been totally controlled since day one.
Pretty obvious.
Yep. It's pretty obvious.
But yeah, and they're talking about transhumanism and stuff. This gets us our self-funding garage biology phase into the first live birth of a human designer baby and possibly a human clone within 5 years. Once we reach the first birth, everything changes and the world will never be the same again, much less the future of the human species. Attached docs those 1.7 million per year for up to 5 years, plus $1 million for lab setup, $9.5 million to fund 5 years, $6 million for 3 years. Next step, I'm happy to hop onto another call. I could take a trip to meet you in person. And if you have any thoughts about what I might be missing or whatever. So like, yeah, it's like everything that we've been saying is true.
Anyone who doubts that was Joe Biden for his entire term is a dog-faced pony soldier, if you ask me.
Yep. Yeah, it was obviously a guy. It was obvious that was not him.
Yeah, probably a body double, if anything.
Yeah. So look at this. Could you find a way to impregnate the polyester with anti-malarials, even if just a small gimmicky amount? The early polyester fibers. So they wanted to have how to have the best way to carry germs and pathogens on clothing. So it's like all this bioweapon stuff. And also here they're talking about plants have 24 senses and can communicate through long distance along with wave function, collapse, and physics. So yeah, this is like all.
They made a movie about that with Mark Wahlberg.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about
Yep.
with plants. What was the other thing here?
And I believe it. Plants are very geometrical. They're like perfect shapes. They're perfect like sine wave type.
Oh yeah, so here we go. So this is a really big one that I wanted to show. So this person said, I'd like to add a few other points disclosed by the purported victim. While on this yacht, he witnessed African American males having sex with white blonde females, all of whom were bleeding during intercourse. He was a victim of a type of ritualistic sacrifice in which his feet were cut with a scimitar but left no scarring. On the yacht, he witnessed babies being dismembered, their intestines removed, and individuals eating the feces from these intestines. He was also raped by George Bush the First, so I guess senior. Victim disclosed he was escorted to the FBI building by Michael Moore, who is the creator of True Pundit, described by multiple online sources as a conspiracy-driven news website that attempts to paint the FBI in a bad light. Moore has a criminal record as a result of FBI investigation, copyright infringement. Let me know if you want to discuss a former FBI agent that called us into the head office. Thanks. And then Epstein says, thanks. I didn't realize Bush raped him too. Okay. So confirming that this is true. So yeah, they're not doing sacrifices. So all the idiots, why would they do sacrifice? These people are into old world religions. They're doing rituals. They're doing sacrifices. We've known that like the whole time. Also Epstein had created like Poll and 4chan. He was influential in that.
No, that's not a real shocker. That's not
Which I'll point this out. You know, they're talking about all these like things happening on boats off the coast and everything. You know that story recently about the bombing the Venezuelan boats, and before that it was the pirates and all these things. These are things to scare you, so that you don't think that it's possible so that it's to contain you. It's just make your world smaller, to make there's no escape type of feeling. Meanwhile, we should be patrolling the waters constantly for, these things need to be caught in the act. These things need to be caught in the act. These captives need to be freed. But like the more you got dumbos saying the Illuminati is not real and
I mean, the Illuminati is literally factually a real organization, and it was founded by a Jesuit, Adam Weishaupt. And that's a fact.
He was a drunk. He stopped though.
Didn't History Channel go and say that? It said the Illuminati is fake because he was a drunk and he stopped the organization or whatever.
It's probably just an old boys club. They're probably just hanging out and drinking beers, and then he went a little overboard and they had to quit.
Yeah.
Damn it, Adam! Why are you always getting around
eating babies?
He wasn't a part of the world. Fuck this.
He was an ex-Jesuit. He wasn't a part of it.
Yeah. And the Catholics are known for human trafficking, and also all the little Catholic shills on Twitter are all defending it.
Nick Fuentes.
Well, look how many Catholic people are at the like openly Catholic.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like, I'm sorry, 10 years ago, I didn't think you'd want to be saying that you're Catholic. Aren't there hundreds of thousands of boys that you admitted to molesting? So why are you now saying, I'm a proud Catholic? Tom Brady, all these people. It's just like, the fuck out of here with your.
Yeah, look at this. So this is some Groyper account. So this is another like Catholic pedo. And then someone saying this isn't funny or edgy. He raped and tortured children. The Groyper saying that Epstein had aura. And then this Catholic guy jumps in and says, this is how a woman talks. And then, of course, he's like a proud Catholic. So that was, I just wanted to show that.
He probably like most of these Catholics, man, who shield for like fucking Nick Fuentes. I'm pretty sure they like get up the ass.
Yep. Oh yeah.
Wasn't Nick Fuentes like
100%.
openly gay back when he was
Yeah,
younger?
he said he wouldn't mind fucking a guy.
Yep. So
manufactured.
Boys.
Yep. Yeah, he's into that. So, and also, I mean, he's 27. He said that he's never been in love with a girl, that he's a virgin and all this stuff. Like, I mean, obviously, like nobody's gonna, like, no straight guy.
We've all known that person, that guy who's like, he's not, and this is not me glazing him, but he's not like bad looking. He can speak, but you just know he's fucking weird. Like he's too weird to do normal things, like have a relationship or like go up to a girl normally, or even like how are you going to spend a month with a female in your life? She has to have autism too. That's the only way.
So this is an email from Epstein. So he was saying, so he says this email.
All right, last one.
Biology. It turns out that Darwin, after his trip on the Beagle, spent most of the rest of his life studying plants. In the 1900s, it fell by the wayside, funding studies of the similarities between plants and humans. The plant's immune system is based on chemistry, as the cells do not circulate. Plants get cancer, but they treat it differently, not killing the cells, but surrounding them until they are harmless. The ethics, read The Future of AI. This is from 2017, by the way. Can a robot in your house testify against you? If it gives you the wrong medication, who is responsible, etc.? The more esoteric is, why do so many things in nature follow strict mathematical rules? These are known as power laws. 20% of the people own 80% of the wealth. That's the 80-20 rule. Almost everywhere at every time, trying to uncover the underlying rules. Recently, as music is produced by every culture and almost every brain, Mark Tramo, formerly at Harvard, now at California, looking into, can the music produced by the brain give us insight into how it works? Different cultures have different music. German music is stiff, rigid on the beat. African Americans flexible, i.e. jazz. But yeah, this stuff on AI too, like, can a robot in your house testify? If it gives you the wrong medication, who's responsible? But yeah. And also,
couldn't help but notice the grammatical errors in that one too. I don't know, dude. Either this guy was terrible at typing, or he used like
I mean, come on, man. All those grammatical errors.
I think that they just like, they don't need, like, these are emails between them. Like, they don't need to type. Do it. Like, a lot of them are on the phone and stuff, and like they just
they're
like,
abbreviating stuff, and
like they don't need to type well. Like, this is just like emails between each other.
It's just like if me and you were texting, privately, and we're chatting or whatever. I'm not gonna just I'm gonna abbreviate shit and.
But you just go on and you spell the. It will autocorrect that capital H out. Like, that's all I'm saying is like, it's a weird errors, like Harvard, Harvard.
I mean, this looks like something I would write, so I don't know.
I can understand the mistake. I just don't understand the non-correction.
Exactly like this. When it's just private, but
yeah, this is another topic to get into, these esoteric principles and everything like that, because I've done a decent amount of research into these things, and it, obviously goes back to the old philosophers, and then through them, it opens up, like I was saying, that whole Pandora's box theorem, that it's their job. Like, they have it might seem cruel to us because we're the 80%. But if we were in their position as the 20%, we wouldn't understand what we should be doing, because the task is so monumental. So it's like, thinking about the people grueling at the bottom of the floor is not what you're thinking about, because the thing that's ahead of you is so monumental and big and needing to be solved that you don't even notice the people beneath you. And yeah, so I mean, we can get into all that kind of stuff on another episode. I'd love to, honestly. I kind of really want to talk about that and have like examples of talking about it on this channel as well. And I know Austin likes that kind of shit too. So if we want to potentially have an episode where we get like into it, I know you, Rich, you know a good amount about obviously the Masonic orders and and some other orders. I know some as well. You know, we can get into all the Knights of Columbus, Knights of Malta, all these that you mentioned, the Jester, Sebastian.
Yep.
Those, there's the Shriners we can get into. There's all the.
You have the York Rite of Masonry. You have the Memphis Rite of Masonry. It's actually the 96th degree.
I was just gonna say all the Egyptian forms of masonry that.
Freemason, by the way, equals 96. So no accident there.
Yeah, and also Epstein's Island, it was filled with blue and white, which blue is like the color of masonry. Like I was reading in the Masonic Bible. I think
it's also Greek's colors too. So like Greece is a lot where these philosophers were from, and where
Alexander the Great, all these, it all traces back to ancient Greece and Babylon too.
Don't forget on that what the hell is that damn circular thing that came out with we were deciphering the cover of it, that stupid business magazine.
Oh, I know. Is it the one about the man? I know what you're talking about.
Had the big 26 on it. It was like
yeah. I know exactly what you're talking about, man.
I can't remember what
I forgot it too, man. I'm sorry.
But
I forgot it too,
they had a lot of Greek. I mean, they had the Olympics on there, and then they had that
China,
Greek vessel.
They had all these the cannon on there, everything on there. Yeah, I know exactly, the dollar bill and everything on there. Like I said, man, coming back to the Super Bowl shit. I mean, just think about that too. Power outages and all this type of stuff. Be prepared to see that type of stuff in 2026.
Sebastian, we should have got into this. This is what I think you were trying to bring this up on Zach's stream not that long ago. I wanted to get into this.
Yeah, the corporate.
We're gonna have to table this for another time. I do gotta hop off of here, but we should definitely schedule another one. This was a lot of fun, and next time we'll have Austin. And no, I definitely start with this next time. I want to get into this. I'm actually gonna write it down if you don't mind.
All right, cool. Yeah.
CP or
oh yeah. Another thing you might want to write down is look up something called the Templar cipher.
The what? The
Templar cipher. Look it up. Templar cipher. Speaking of the Jesuits and the Templars and gematria.
And also, I mean, maybe next time we could talk about how important this is with like these corporate charter cities. So it's like, the city's owned by the corporation, and then who controls the corporation? The Jesuits. So yeah,
it's very similar to the Jewish ordinances that are in almost every single major, probably every single major urban area. People don't know that there's Jewish under law. There's laws that people don't even know about that makes them like sanctuary type cities for Jews that they all have to have accommodations.
Yeah, look at
over your rights, by the way. You cannot impede their rights, but they can impede yours up to even entering your house without your permission. I'm not even joking. It's crazy.
Yeah, like this guy, like he was that his address is like New York 10271, which seems coded,
all these area codes are coded.
Yeah. I think his name is also coded too.
Well, add that to 11 as well.
Yeah.
Or numerology.
Yeah, 63, like I forgot.
I know Rabbinik Judaism equals 63. It's a big number with Rabbinik Judaism.
Oh yeah, and he's
Jewish.
Well, yeah, Fisher is a common name because it's an occupation.
Right.
And they're known as the traders and the salesmen and things of that nature. And at a certain time, especially if you want to go back to what's known as Atlantis, whether you think that that's a concept, a place, or whatever, seafaring trade was and still is. You almost brought up that article about maritime law. We should get into that as well, because there's something I bring up multiple times on the channel, but I can't remember how to say it.
Jordan Maxwell spoke a lot about maritime law.
Well, it's real.
Yeah, that's actually
what we live under. That's what we live under. But it's also it goes back to the old crown and their laws, especially the one where none of us are free at birth. We are all considered dead at birth. and lost it. Sorry, not dead. Lost at sea.
Mm-hmm.
And so anyway.
And
Yeah,
hold on, and just to speak on that point real quick. I mean, what are the Vatican's? The Vatican. What do they call themselves?
The Holy See.
The Holy
Yep.
See. See with your eye. See, SEE. Yeah. The birth, water. Breaking. When a woman gets birth or gonna give birth, she breaks water. Her water breaks. Yep.
And we're going into the age of Aquarius too, the water symbol.
No, we are in the age of Aquarius.
Oh yeah, we're in it. Yeah.
So. You know what? Speaking on that really quick, I want to bring up because we just lost, little John's son. Remember, he was found in a pond. He died in the age of Aquarius, right? He died in the age of Aquarius, which is the water sign. Again, dead in the water. And by the way, Aquarius equals 55 and 35, like Satan. Again, little John's 35. He went missing on the 35th day of the year. So Satan, again, Satan 35 and
absolutely.
55. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I wanted to bring that up. Yeah, all this water stuff too. And think about the Olympics too. The Olympics are set in the time right now. They're set in the time of the Aquarius, and again, ice is water. And another thing I want to bring up before I get
Snoop Dogg's going to be the torchbearer again.
And that's another thing I want to bring up something too really quick.
Also,
on January 7th, 2023, we had the fires in LA 1 year ago, and then 1 year to the day later, you get the ice killing of Renee Good. 1 year, fire and ice.
January
7th
can be written 107 too, like Aquarius. Equals 107.
Like ice equals 17. Yep. So that's one thing I wanted to bring up as well. Ice also equals 19. Water equals 67 to 19 prime. Chaos. Just figured I'd bring that up because I was just thinking about that the other day too. With the Renee Good killing, and then you get the 1 year ago was the fires in LA. You get LA and Minneapolis. And when you think about LA and Minneapolis, it reminds you of the Los Angeles Lakers, who used to be in Minneapolis. And think about George Floyd, the star player for the Minneapolis Lakers, was George Mikan.
Meanwhile, that was all synced up with George R.R. Martin too in the Song of Ice and Fire. So,
yep,
a lot of George going on. Of course, George being a very kingly title and name.
Georgetown, Jesuit
University. Absolutely.
George Washington.
Yep. As I mentioned, George Washington was actually considered a king as well. But anyway,
and think about Washington. Wait, hold on. Think about Seattle too. It's in Washington, right? King County.
King County. Yep.
The king wears the crown. Coronavirus. Corona has nothing to do with the sun. That's the outer layer of the sun. Yep.
It's actually It's the
outer ring, isn't it?
Yes, I believe so. But isn't it still? They refer to the corona during eclipses as well, too. Like that's.
Yeah, and don't forget that the vaccine also went live. I think it was on the day of the solar eclipse, wasn't it, in 2020?
I remember Eclipse having that funny gematria. It's got the 69 120 and it's got the 33 39 too. So it's just got everything in there, and they love their occultic, like solar.
Yeah, again, it's jokes from the occult. And that's what people can't even wrap their mind around. They can't. The occult, the occult governs over you. Literally, the occult is one governing over you. It's not these politicians. These politicians are bought and paid for by the occult. They're part of the occult.
Well, that was a lot of fun, and whatever we table this for, it can be soon or later. We just got to get together in the emails and get another date set up. I'm sure Austin would love to join us next time. Like I said, unfortunately, guys, he was under the weather, so make sure to leave a comment for him.
Yeah, for sure. Hey, and
he got COVID.
Hope all is well with
we joked about that. We were like, it's because we got sick on the same week last week. Yeah. I've recovered, but we were texting each other. We're like, we're fucking cooked. We're done. We're good as
he got COVID toes.
COVID toes, like
he probably just playing hooky to watch the Super Bowl, bastard. No, but in all seriousness, we're 73 episodes deep, and this is the first one he's missed. So it's like that's quite an accomplishment. It had to be bad because he was sick last week. So
good thing it wasn't the 74th.
Oh yeah,
true. Yeah, let's just hope he makes it to next. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna stop talking.
I gotta be on the 74th because my name does equal 74. I
Hey,
be
there
on
you
the
go.
74th.
Hey, if this has to be, if we continue this next week, this could be a part 2. No problem. I'll talk to Austin if that's cool with you guys. We can pencil it in for now, and then if it all works out, we'll talk to you next week.
That sounds good. I'll definitely have some. I wrote a program called HyperSearch, and it's because I save all the news stories that I see, like any kind of evidence, and so I have like this huge file with like all these different stories, and like there's images in here and PDFs and like just all kinds of different file types, and like I want to be able to search not just the titles but like the text inside each file. And it's like all self-contained in this program, and I'm coding it out, but it's like mostly done. I have it on another computer. I demo, but next week I think it'll be ready. So you guys could.
That's exciting. Well, I'll debut it for you if that's what you want to do. Hey, I'll be honored to debut it, man. But yeah, guys, it's been a lot of fun, and thank you guys for being on here. Thank you for helping me host, Rich. It's always a pleasure. And if we want to pencil that in for next week, I'm completely down, and I'll send that over to Austin. Obviously, he'll have no issues with it. But guys, appreciate being on, and I'll talk to you guys soon. And hope you guys all have a great week who watched. Hope you guys made it to the end. It was a good one. And till next week, guys.
All right, till next time.
All right, till next time.
Later.